Awesome. A dawson pa and some may be doing common so dawson. Tino ya stress ya bejibre na yenya abutoyem na yede rural nsem na yetimi enye emubia pomasibre serebeya obia so ebenya ne chefa dwumadi eye yenuaba salamat kuku apensin na ehhehye na Peter Niskwa so Adam na wodi agu social media baby o se bi fa bia na yene yenuano so wo studio anso ebeto aso na yedi hu nkomo barem se wutia baby a wutie free bia no yeda ase obompa ya ne so no aka eye Dr. Farah Dixon wonpa bu mama yen na daroma na yetimi betina fidie kese so na yetimi anemudi nkomo enye se bi enim nyansa bi abro bi ade so de abrasemu a ene sabi enhihye pa wo hihye ne ma ebi asua so na ye de aseda so amanyame ama yenua eye lawyer Kennedy Asante Osenso se won nyina kan madwene bom na hihye na ababesi se ene yenye entertainment review na yenji ebre endi entertainment ho komo eti se nyame adom na yenyina wa ha ne yetinkomo na wo se de aseda menyame ne da secret so ase se onkwa assurance no de aseda menyame da ne da nyina nyame enhira secret na onye ne kese na nafunya kese ti se media na nyame nso ndom na yenua ba akua nipa nso ontimi nya kese kakra na enam kakra mra no ho cause bibi sam say na salidi no wayakura na we panyini so una no bisa wayakura what's your definition for akwada na what definition for panyini here what's debut no kitikiti ba na adwumu dododo na mze anti adwumu do no na odi pani mfie oh akua wayakura na ye panyini.
Oh, Mr. Way dear, I want no
one.
Oh,
what's it bra minimum yeah, no, we wish I would deviate. Now say, Connie Pages now could be Pekacho, Mrs. Ako, meeting here. No, Mrs. Avon Patch on my hand.
May you so many
Patch of Boko.
Maybe Boko.
Me assures a Nadia Abutoyamunqua.
Ayo,
Wish a yellow.
Aye.
Yeah. But who do you look like?
I look like my father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Akia. Who say musician bia?
Me. Some are me artist, the anya me look alike. But your artist, you know. I'm my mother's daughter, Asa. Because he has a papa. So for your artist, yeah. Kaumre. And you bet you Brenia Hesa look alike for common customer. Within the week, I think so my best so popular because I say almost most of the media houses no invite you for interviews and
yeah almost so popular and now almost no be popular.
Well be ya just someone edua be hu ahoma be hu so
yeah you almost popular.
Yeah you almost popular.
Yeah you almost popular.
Okay and you can say a wiki yeah you almost popular pa.
Yeah.
Ama ene kwa me nso wo list of interviews on be comes na go we o de ye beji brena ye disa nkomo ni ahe emra no sesan wo saade a ekoso yo ma say anutufo ni bi nso so bonyo so kra mo abu afu amo keka omo adwene kire omo ena me medical video bi o say ni tweet because they say medical na afro say de I said there was a second promise, you know. It wasn't a one time.
Gearbox.
Hey, boys, I know ya. But so
yeah.
Meaning say far we on the lighter note, no any kind. Kayamata. What a Kayamata?
There be area.
Don't take Kayamata, ya. You see a ditchy me margin.
Hey.
Onte ya. Was
it?
Oh, yes,
social media.
Hajia, yes, Hajia been to ton a drama. I could find Sembi Braba.
And your social media platform.
Kayamatano. There be a drone or ton.
A draw.
say yunku say draw is that yeah so what
one of the big stories are this week.
Was so criticism on I say one kakra it won't take kaya matabia say nam ne matabia ne nam ewiem
see crack omo ya no wa
it's okay so oh short uku vibe we vibe killer Braza
senior
Ibajere Zen
who watch me to can watch
Braza was on share
we sure
on share me
someone share me
I am Paul Braza one de me na o say me sure because me hu TV so to celebrity they say show
ya boche
Braza na also take kaya matai
me name the exact way no but I me name the conversation but the exact product no me name
okay and as I tell ya my main Brown na yembo kaya mata no
okay
ma montie because I'm surprised wiki no ma ejina on na so ba ko pa na se mo anti there say mo e busy kakra na me born tofa o say someone magia bintu obayas yes we influencer or something or no and say on her social media say Instagram na okoye advert ma edrobi na oche say edro no ye wo de sebi wo de fa mo maso a ohu sikani a na attract no na se wa be ye wo dia ene ye wo bi nso so a wo de fa wo so achi na se wo ne be ma da de obeka bia na obe ya ma ene wo bi so a de fa wa ya ase ne nso so ne be ma da na wa ye wo nko a wo dia ena wo se ewo bi nso so a be ma na bia na enya wo hwe no ba ono so pese obefa taste no okọ enti so obefa taste ni dia ye friend say woni me naka ye ne na ukọ sehwini emma wo yi emoni abekwa na apini bia ye friend say be di ankro ti we no ukodi a onko no waka na minim say mu kan so anod em say last year or two similar year mama GB na ma bibri etumika corner shop wo kwa akoje directions akoje directions yede chi mema akoma but I'm trying to get the ladies video for us na ebia so that we can listen to it now, not to advertise the product but to have a premise for the conversation. It is sala odama boamina yen fact to em say be 30 seconds pe na me man not munti na yen koso.
When chickens on the fowl or forehead woman so kakra dress come what says you with a push up and so I may travel and you giddy where you love and pay. The Ohian say you rub it in your pants. Pounds like a car, you touch the person, you are good to go. Love me alone. No, you defy abdomen. Men found for flower sweat, you abdomen. Traction to Richmond, and not a crab flower sweat, you can tell the fowl or forehead woman so kakra dress come what says you with a push up and so I may travel and you giddy where you love and pay. The Ohian say you rub it in your pants. Pounds like a car, you touch the person, you are good to go. Love me alone. The Ohian say all the before was switchy, and not before abdomen. Where you have one more relationship, you don't need any side chick. You want to be the main chick. You don't want competition. Wait and say you do as I say. So obi the woka. Walk on the sound, so the mouth. Me how, me braille, fadi way. Do as I say. Fire wins them and nasa omomaso. That is it. On none of this can be real. And that's 30 minutes. Of every friend I say, mobile money way. And now I'm more kadam. Fuck and stay.
Ain't you know, I was yeah. Okay. So the one follow is anome auntie. I don't know. So uncomono encomo now or buy adi no coffee buy. I think say there's an echo here. Help me out. Okay. It's in common Obana Kofa Bayan. Wasuguso.
Masugusu.
It is ano me jumampa. Oyoba.
Me used to be that. Me who so be used to be that. Obi mame a response about using it. And they mean to me, I can never speak to that. Say a year juma and I say ye juma ni adi. I think some Crawford we close. I mean to me be so almost say ye juma ye one more cause our churches now. Almost to stickers. They pay me a home here. They are more na in that line of conversation make me a bisa. But even that me say dan share obi a what to be betu baby just in hope say and then ebe ma obi a Chinese car na or there or you be funny I don't know meaning but it there me hu obi a o sada me nye bi da na me dey ewu.
But on few occasions I who say man for advertising no maybe say IG on.
Okay, me mo there senya ma personalizing me pages afa no. Enya be say me hu da. Because one thing people don't pay attention is that social media, what you look for is what they suggest to you.
True.
It's me for you page our TikTok. I dare we say MP or hoda. Because you know I make sure hono. And the people I follow there, TikTok will suggest similar content to me. And to be saying no be sex. No, media it never appears on my page. The same for me, Instagram say, you know, there was a time Instagram, they said, the content, like, obi a unfollow the crowd and all, but just so you just see and follow. But after a while, and I said I didn't like it, they've stopped. Same for Twitter say, me follow them who say, like, you be post, I mean, pen the content, and the content appear, I'll just block you. That's how I am. To me, manage me, to me, one year. Some particular say obia ye bia na obia try your man for me but as in if it's a conversation we are having meeting me have but the product and those characters then I don't pay attention to it at all.
So it's uti after uti oba no man no ton.
Yeah.
Oh you be my like I mean who be say does it worry you? Does it seem like something that we should be very much concerned about?
But before crime means true and your kayamata.
Sir.
Baby. Means robe before.
Okay.
Nanya kayamata. See, wait, Munina, and your Mokanina and Massa. Ola. Wait, your main can see me. Mekai. You call Germany. My name is Mr. Hackman. And you call to Yadam for be Tony. Tony, me chirechiri mo man for be hunting, my minyanessa. Na yako distribute films na maami bi yako distribute wi ma na yako ese yakwa GA sika waton ade na waton films na wi o but yako no si o ni sika ni ho na sa ne toni kan se maami we me geno ti oye no ofre no na yako ni adi koto sunim koto we no intimate Rob no bi no ye di bi koye ne Mr. Hackman crapo ne no e wona na yimo ti on Tony say o de fa koto ne ma me no te Rob e no di hye mu o te koto no di fa Rob no e no mo e no o de koma ma me say ye free Ghana ne ba e na e dru bi e di aba no chale o de folk no be ma ho pa na anajono monna c'est ça
daddy o monna
ai ne siko be maye no obisa no se oton ade no man no more than sika no be maye no but okoyi sika e wo den ko akire hoko ji sika no de bai e na agiye ne okoe ti ne friend Tony Cream. You see the mindset is what sometimes you can use no dia jejeje nkrofo sika ebia na omoye we ebia ni we can say on mouth to 20 your friend is saying see this crown for mouth but we can say on koto kasa kaya mata we ya obema o obenye skadi ato ola enfantu be na we dia nya sembia
eti amongst the conversation a course so wiki no na bebrena no ebisa senti sa no ma we no ana edi for muhu na so omuhu a what happens to the influencers no more advertises these things, you know. And what happens to one product in your media? And that is what I've heard people discuss this week about this whole thing. Apart from a Didi Atemo Mudidi Obano, say, and to say now you're Dinya Usika, say now you're the talker, I mean, all those kind of conversations. So maybe, I don't know, meaning, are you aware of any Mrebia certain could contradict or contravene?
First of all, I think say you didn't cry. You cry what I say and say this is not the first time I hear to BBC.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's in almost every time.
True.
In Raya tone for girls, for boys, for this, for that. You even made reference to Mama G.
Yeah.
And it was all over the place. The money we cannot because of the personality involved. Haji Abintu. Now, utie and now kind some of that team did na nyasa be nim. Say we now like you said we now we dinya kan pacho akocho bi kon. Ako dupiobi.
Pacho rebi.
You get. So over the period in our daily endeavors, in our daily conversations, we come across such Nema way every time. So the mere fact say a Hajia been to be in days leading to the Obeye way, she was on top of the conversation with regard to interview be awakwaye, and the kabi awato. Inti we no ebe bomu. Inti ebe bomu no okay. O de one ba. Yenyano. Because delay interview no by people were wondering so when Cressel the influencer gigs in a tall car would they say saying so the naysayers were only waiting for an opportunity and on the time and I'm one. But critically, I mean, we hear this left, right, center way. The personality is not involved in any time and I'm one. No, time and I'm one because I make I say because of.
But abuano pa.
No, it depends.
I can tell you, so almost wa fetchire pa.
Of course,
any friend no. It's abuano papa.
No, banya abotre. Abuano anka o me pacho. What I say? Say pacho. Yeah.
Said he.
So sorry for actually advertising that product and blah 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 blah. And he only the team were negligent about the whole. What I say?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Then I understand the context now, but it will be maybe FDA issues.
Probably. I want to make that point.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Inti omo moka say omo din attempt based on adie na oye no. Me no sankofon me nyansa bi enim atesadi attempt di enim. Say we na oye di nya aka no pacho wan konkoye din.
Oh, onkoye den.
No.
So on betting I go to ade omokola.
Yeah, but the oil is so ton ade. Let's assume say products no oil I go through the necessary regulations. I go through the necessary checks and balances. Now problem na say or the job boy or the job community and then your problem. That's nonsense because juma. I mean there are lots of things that you advertise and boy true or false. But I actually get celebrities and influencers endorsing all these products. So don't come and tell me say we na the nya can't who didn't attempt there. When also crowns no problem. The point is adena or advertising I go through the necessary procedures. FDA checks na. Say nyasa approve na dia onye wo a wotan o kasa no ni se o kasa keke. Oh how because I go through the mail. It's adena or advertising. It has been approved. You can only have a genuine case if adena or and it's not been approved. And then Obone challenge is Obone because the expectation is say when the pedigree she would know better. On only team and that comes into another conversation about celebrity and endorsement. What I say. So and no bashing is so okay. With the pedigree experience at least about into the limelight for quite a while. Team before we bring product, I say okay, we cut into the public domain to advertise these products. Now me sure say I cut through the necessary approval settings. So one yes idea, then anybody can actually bash you for it. But pan say adena all it's been approved, vetted. Why would you want to tell us?
How they say
we na adena your hand. It's a koye ne onkoye den onkoye am robbery. Onkoye bank heist and I say den. You understand? So can I only bash her when adena or advertising has not gone through the necessary procedures? I bet you say, but if she's gone through all that, I mean, to me she's actually she's doing a genuine job. You understand? Me say no say me so me to one. First of all, maybe so I say products way. I go through the necessary procedures. Ebi a me ni team. Ebi a obeka say I go through. But me ni team no based on me pedigree ni no any me reputation I work on the line. Me team be go back.
Me fetch rashe.
Me fetch ako FD ako check say indeed that they were approved and answered them before I even come to the negotiation table with you. You understand? It's me so me checks we are then you get I can boldly with my chest out advertise it. Especially any bonnet because FDA you see and my confidence now will be based on FDA for approval. Because when they approve it, they tell you exactly what to expect and what not to expect.
And what and how to even advertise exactly. Sometimes.
What I say, into me no confidence in you will be based on that. And another Africa say, so by apologize here, be na but who say and go through the necessary, FDA regulations. And it's not okay, they were negligent. Because I come bio many pa capable they would also go on my face check checks and buy and say okay are way a genuine anything be use the word negligence because that's what it is. So can come negligence probably they would have gone check on my checks and figure out so a day way it has gone through the necessary approval ratings and then it bet me advertising. That's the only basis that we bet me there cause me bashing. Otherwise so when now the area attack and I
don't know. Say we are rich man now to say CBBC or na ye adwuma a bit me am share kakra
and omonye memman for there no
it man who be also advertising memman
omonye dey na so you bet me so you say the fire kon chi near the fire in 90
am wo dey den
ye dey be chin man no yeah ni na balance no na safo me balance
Ola scene bi wo film bi Conan the Destroyer before bi wo mo no ha dwiana what was that scene
so they got chill no yeah na mas need to here enu bi ni answer bi munye bi maye
eti on be
spirit no betu afrum
eti na say on be ma on so attract rich women
yeah yentu
and a bema only oba bida ontimi nja hoda
yeah
na bebre
but you see and one so the safoka and about mindset senior I deal with dear I mean your komu pan is all about mind games.
Yeah.
But you don't believe it can work?
Oh, senior.
I say I thought on the cream down.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
But I know, with all seriousness, you are saying that these things cannot work.
Oh, maybe I won't. Maybe I saw when you experience same because I brought one of our
mini experience.
They offer for no
mini experience. Beer,
we experience too.
Mini experience beer.
But maybe I all catch them say, "Come on, pan there."
Oh, but it be a Juma.
Okay.
Because
me I have some certain weird mindset me
of a bema only here
hono na obeka sa anya adwuma because bema bi wa laboro no dinam wa adwuma ze ne dia na wo koye bia chop and pay now wo demand $10,000 no hu bi da how does he pay but you be mu also a ne kremu omukra mu oha ti normal say ti minya omo
anya we ne benya omo oba no adwin enenya bema no na nya bibi odikofa ne kwanchi
yenya mema de ene yenko hu omo okay na guys omo nya mema de enso ma
advertise
wo be ad anyway we had to be quite just for that conversation to close but and you be share high life in komo me just say ye nyina soguso wiki high life in komo wiki say high life in komo ide as I started free last week cry na total money e bebre so na ekọ na eba
Pacho high life in komo de he
oh en komo say VGMA na ekun high life out to the all the way
okay,
to
okay,
yenua KOD ne ye ofa ambule
yeah
na what is an common so Grace also takes an common
yes
I know so te yeah na eneno me pese hwese betin agibre na ye rura mu ye ahwe se de di kan ye high life no is it true say ewu ana da so ho ena de toso no eye no kure say ya war schemes ni bi ema ye bu high life animtia and now they toss to me and sounds no your high life, you know, is it still marketable? In normal me and some winner, me per se your day I drink ebe course first. Na ye mamma nyumtini episode so akwaba. They say no man Mike mammy. They say the say almost one on the new face of Ghana High Life episode akwaba.
Thank you very much, boss.
Patchable Corday.
DBI fine.
One would be an in episode, but near Udin Pie then.
Theophilus near the O2.
Nany episode, yeah.
Well, me, you know, I wanted a name that could cut across everything that I was doing. Trying to discover myself, because equally, I was good at everything. About basketball, I was really good in football.
Basketball.
Yeah, I'm a school handler.
Or high tea.
Old school. And then they discouraging me until I'm jai. You know. And then I'm me artist. I paint. I do graphics. I was a good poet. I was in the drama club. I wanted a name that could cut across all these, because I believe say each morning is a new episode in my life, and that's what actually influenced the name.
Wadama. Minimum teach you
Kakra.
Tiano try to be a Frebia man. Let's say a quite fast in your Udine.
Yeah.
But a new two more Juma pa, Usha, what didn't feel saying a woman? A do a baby do Sabria, you see, Baby than the poster boy for her life.
Well, I think say commercially, you know, and professionally, you know. Career started from 2011. Me winning Ghana Dancehall King and Queen, but mainstream no.
Ghana Dancehall Queen.
King and Queens, and not a competition.
Okay, King and Queens.
Yes.
Okay.
But mainstream no. I think say it was from 2014. Minya, when I was nominated for unsung category of VGMAs. Yeah, and from then I decided say I'd really take it professional.
Okay. Let's say Odi Buma a bedroom field dumpo. Watch your Yamuakwaba.
Thank
Why?
you. No,
yeah, that's so I became not a nearby be her life come on. But Ebiana Obi Suti now besides a branch here ben na money dim comwe. Pese ye teen in your back whom you nubi na yehunipa yenini dim come. But I'm saying the popular one in recent times will be the which one? Obawa. Okay, Obawa and Abawai. The popular one in recent times, Atia, and I feel no different for Biarca ye be di home common so but yes, so we Tiana. I'm saying no na ye knew Jokin at the starting in musical career. And I'm a boy, and you know already started. Okay, it's yeah, I know. And they be her life won't come. Tina de I brandy. But what is up? A be more friend the new poster boy for her life.
I can understand why people would want to say that, but maybe your reservations, Kakra. And maybe say episode for Beja tomorrow. I say on June to say or a poster boy for high life, because it's looking as if say he may win the high life song of the year. And in the last year, under review, he stood out with regard to more projected high life no more. Until if one or two people feel he's on a new poster boy for high life, it's understandable based on Nyama ACC in the last year. Until those people are justified in saying that. But minimum mindset if because of a versatile artist, you know him say reggae dancer and you know the name
exactly.
Until so nobody just so a poster boy for high life, then it means say Obama high life are any mainstay when it comes to the kind of songs of bear moving forward. So on just handing into media, then that narration is null and void. What I say, but I saw what more can I say because of how our project high life the last year under review, it makes sense to them. But the artist nakasa Anjian to moi, then it makes no sense.
It will be person be so or
yeah, so exactly okay. Because well, depending on don't know Becca.
Okay.
Or be responded to Omokasa, he's now the new poster boy for high life.
Well, I think say from where I stand, I am not fit to take that credit. In the sense that I'm just new to this, and I feel like there are people who have actually dedicated more life and more career in that space. Me say me try and I work here. I can only say knowing me direction from Wahala Day, it only sounded right. Say me some certain type of music, not necessarily say dance or reggae, but then still to do music that has influence and it can actually be pointed back to Ghana and Africa. But as to say Mina, I'm the face of High Life right now, I think it would sound a bit disrespectful to Omo side now. All they eat, all they drink is High Life. I would only want to help rekindle the love for High Life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quality answer. Okay, something different, the anchor.
Can I so best you? Okay. It's yenti atianma.
Very intelligent. Yeah.
Yenti atianma. Okay. Sala yenti atianma. We episode ene kwabna kwaba ye pe ono nko ane a version no na ye tira kranti na ye pe no who on a High Life.
Yes.
And I want a reggae.
Yes. Original song near reggae.
Original na reggae.
Reggae. And I'm a rendition that High Life no. And after High Life, now I still went on to do 7 more in all. No, I did 9 renditions out of one song.
Out of one song.
Yes.
A 2-year reggae, High Life.
Reggae, High Life. And I'm a folk featuring Abiana Ne Delabuchi.
Okay.
I have a jazz version.
Okay.
And I'm a Zouk version, a dancehall version, and then I think hip hop.
Boy. Yeah, could it High Life then you na near pay.
Yeah.
Salenko. And you the High Life song that you were a man for began to have this kind of tagging for him.
And apart from it, no, of course, no determine how popular the song or the artist would be. But apart from it, the exercise of making the ordinary fan also do one rendition, some movements, any euphoria generate, any the conversation and hover around High Life within that period, people may say so a new poster boy for High Life. Because apart from the song, they are saying they've been the first to have a big song. But the action exercise or the teach and also counsel people actually making him the poster boy for High Life. I think it was good. It was a good move. Or not only team members, some more planners are there. I think say boy.
But you must say, what was the brain behind that thing?
The brain behind doing the song?
No,
like making the
the trend.
Yeah,
the trend.
Okay.
Challenge.
The one who say usually not in challenge they need anymore say the ayasa. So what was the brain behind it? Also style.
Me TikTok. And I made somebody create the account because definitely you to me can say you would ignore it. It's one of the tools that is being used to promote music now. Until when I did it, I was like, let me just try it instead of. And what even pushed the whole agenda is as at that time. And now I think the TikTokers were saying, without them,
the song
will not blow. So I'm like, okay, let me be the devil's advocate. Let me just see what will happen with this one.
No more can
because I approached some of them as at that time. One, they discouraged me because they said the song was not danceable. Two, the fans involved mean to me. Yes, mean to me. So I'm like,
now the omuji sikasa.
Oh yeah. Man, can't amount, no, but it was more than what I paid to even record the song. And it actually discouraged me from even trying to approach another person. And I said, okay, let me just try this. And I did it. I think I was painting one afternoon, and and then I had the one with the beats, so I just put it up there. And then all of a sudden I saw that it started generating amount for and then I'm like, okay, then let me also use this to promote it and give these artists that little push on my page and so, because I may post here now your upcoming artists I ben they say be posting into on so bad then ebe post their mema post
no correct,
which is another form of also like a double side of promotion, and that's what worked. And the ultimate goal was to feature some of these guys on a record.
That is someone ombe yebi.
I'll put them on.
Now do makanyum no ho.
Maybe more like a remix.
A remix be okay.
But I didn't also say I've got to understand say some songs are untouchable. So that means say no. Just build a relationship with these artists and see what we can do with them later. But it helped. It really helped. Yeah, it helped.
Okay. Yeah.
Challenge when so I mean another high life artist. Hey, Kojo King.
He has brought out the best in him. Kenya one Kini Zonimnyum to. Always was releasing a single track.
Oh no, onim so onimnyum to.
Kojo King.
Oh no,
it's not true.
No nim.
Kasa we nim.
No nim. Me make just me
name. Say you don't know. Kojo King.
We nim to anka no ato the down.
No, I'm telling you, Kojo King so
you can't tell me because
okay, I can't tell you what to do.
Yes.
No, but so it who say empempi no bi wa achede no ho ba na ehun kakra. It be na be pushy achede na mrepi. I'm sure say sana.
His verse was really hard.
Nene ade na one year remix no amfana nka ho.
And I make no. Me pese ebia because I would not know the outcome. It might work, it might not work. But what I did is I actually went on to put him on my event, Air Lamajo, my first ever outdoor event in December, and I'll be performing. So whilst I was doing that, he came on stage to perform with me.
Wow! Yeah. But you must say, the nature na no can the nipa be na nimu was be a reggae dancehall artist. Yeah. So why High Life?
It's growth. It's good for me in a sense where I'm looking at where I'm coming from now. This might not be the very first type of direction that Maya is not reggae dancehall. A song like Wahala Day, it's not reggae dancehall. And also, no, Oshe, if you studied my journey for some time out, you would notice I keep adding up, trying to change that narrative from a hardcore reggae or dancehall artist to a fully grown musician. I started with the face arts, which is actually telling people where I come from, regardless of the fact that I'm a reggae and a dancehall. That is African. And then also the way I look, the way I present myself, because we have to tap into the corporate world as well. There's always been that topic, say, reggae for there. So how do I also change that with my music? And then we dropped Wahala Day. After Wahala Day, then Atia, which is also landing me into the new sound. Inti is growth because I've always said that there's a whole let's take it from this direction. Afrobeat, which is ruling the world now, if it started from the late 60s and Abibia, I believe I stand to be corrected, High Life was there 4 or 5 decades before Afrobeat. So it means there's a whole stretch of catalogs we've not tapped into. There's a whole library of sounds that we've not visited, and there are so many artists that we've not been able to even throw light on. I discovered new back when friend F Kenya, which I didn't know. He Ofinzema.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and his sound has been sampled by so many artists, Wu-Tane, even Flavor. So it means if Afrobeat is ruling now, what happens to the over 600 rhythms that come from Ghana we've not tapped into? So why would I want to be stressing myself trying to follow too much of the reggae? And even though, yes, it's putting food on my table, but I feel to be unique and to tap into the future, it's best to go back and build on the old one. That is what actually influenced
Nese the meet you comedy more. Nese one here I beg more of high life songs from you.
Yes.
This time around than reggae dancehall.
Friend a high life though. Because up till now no still musician.
Okay.
Ebimpo na they are may no any 100% authentic high life. Because now no our the world has changed. Things have got digital. It might some sounds might have influenced it until it will dilute it from the original high life. What can I say? All I can say is now I'm doing Afro music.
Afro music.
Yes, Afro music in the sense what I'm doing is African. The sound is from Africa, so I'm doing Afro music. Which way it comes, I might not know, but I'm only glad say definitely will have a feel of your indigenous sound.
So okay, so oh yeah, Afro music. Is it not the case of what happened? And I said the day Afrobeat by sampling sounds from across Africa and even beyond into one genre of music. Is it not the same thing you're also trying to do?
I stand to be corrected. The songs now, even now, amount for a friend Afrobeat in class might not be Afrobeat, and there's two different. There's Afrobeat and Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Which mean too much though.
The difference is the S.
But even the sound, because Afrobeat is geared towards more social stuff, and then the Afrobeat is quite influenced by the pop culture. Where I stand as an artist, no, I feel like 20 years from now, no, somebody should pick my record and use it as a reference. Into mean to me, cause yes, maybe I may a rumba type of music, and I may a bongo music, which has African fronton from Wumu or any Ghanaian instrument in there. That would not be high life. So, looking at where I am right now and the kind of researches I'm doing and what I want to do with my sound, I should just put it under one umbrella called Afro music. But yes, definitely, it will be carried along with the high life because of where I'm coming from.
It say no ye tiasie e wo tofa bomu a na say ye te onwuma a wo ye ene ne obe ya ka ona ye fantu ye tirim say Afro music na wo ye nye high life nko a and
even with the high life, no. Researchers have showed me say there's different types.
Yeah.
And there will be so many more to come. Because there's Boga High Life. They would you have the one that E.T. Mensa Monzo, with the horns and all the marching sound, and the Sichi type of high life. And I think there are even more. So Wolome also started theirs, which has a different sound. In the Senameme now no. The roots will be high life. But Oko deep down it's not high life 100%.
Then
and
Afro music.
Thank you. Because
okay.
At the end of the day, things would influence it. Maybe raga atoso. Which would not make it the type of high life AB Crensel and Adolfo because we're in the new era. To rekindle the love for high life. Because I read somewhere say Fela actually tapped into Afrobeat because he said high life was getting boring. And when people hear it, 1-2 dance and then they stop. So how do we keep it alive? Is to also tap the ideology, say, okay, now the word Afro alone makes sense. Why don't I just call it Afro music? If I do a specific high life song, we'll definitely target a high life song. But until then, no. still trying to discover myself and still learning. No, I would rather want to be called Afro.
Let's say who on the journey of discovery.
Yes.
To Nyandri, I feel no ashase.
In a man for a high life over the years, now maybe they have encounter, you know.
But I know, Nkomo yi minim. What in I see?
Metinasiye, but me happy.
Aden.
Me, I can't knock his hustle because Onono artist no, and Onim baby opesoko. Inti I can only understand and accept and appreciate. But problem I hear over the period when it comes to high life Afrobeat no. Sa issue na episode no wa same no. Because so say nyina ye be gye atomo a issue ba kwa ye wo no pano the fact say Ghanaian artists no are not willing to project say omo high life artists and that's omo high life music. That's been the biggest bane when it comes to that confusion between say Afrobeat a dig or kokra, because the likes of Episode Mo openly they don't attest this fact say, oh, I'm doing high life. And see, for somebody a man for Aircast or the poster or the new face of high life, the expectation was Uncle Bejia to more and say okay, may high life, or although I'm a versatile artist, I started from a certain genre of music, my Bejia high life not too much. So every opportunity I get to be on, I'll project it. But here he is, and again, I mean blaming no because but I'm not happy because it comes back to the same old problem. I ain't to me my high life no kunini because artists like Episode Mo at this point in time no mainstream ni omodia limelight no marginal you expect and come back pronounce high life no more. But he's here saying so or yeah Afro music, Afrobeats no the same Afro na ne wom. What I say still now we are relegating the high life. That's what I'm saying. I'm not happy, although I do understand and appreciate maybe your feedback, because like a conversation, the call was for us to have a shift with Ghanaian artists now proclaiming say a high life, because that's the only way it be do it. Because Episode being a lot of platforms, both local, international, and so when you have that platform now, the expectation is for him to actually project high life. So now if Episode goes to Hot 97 or Power 106 or not, now because of Afro music, you understand. Now for a disappointment, not I more because now you feel have a conversation every and can now say artists in your platform now, and especially when our high life banger are likely to win high life song of the year. No, the expectation was for him to actually pronounce high life more, but he's saying Afro music now. And see Afro music, Afrobeat now. Let's say the same adicrement now na heading. That's what I'm saying. Say,
Matthias, I really accept it that way. But this is how I am also seeing it. I am not 100% equipped to actually carry that on my shoulder, say me a high life, because subsequent songs I may dropping on will not be high life songs. So now when you ask me what is the new song you've dropped, it's a high life song. Yes, the new one that I've dropped is a Sichi high life song. So so Naka in the last year now we were one of the biggest high life songs now based on excitement song ni generate anyhow or mileage ni leverage we generated from that song what's about back with another high life song in taka for now no kwan dia wo jitum na project high life no more until a time I be release a non high life song no now for the you get because see omo na so ye post
about what they atum. That's what's the standard is here.
No say you see
Mate. Onye ni papa Obi is on his way on the journey of discovery. Is here I'm
still discovering myself. I'm still discovering.
Yeah, Bachaka has a good mic in what
I'm still discovering myself.
That's good. So great. And watch your mic.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Ola.
Yes, sir.
Ade bi koso e politics mo ho. Na metie political discussions issue be back up. You be discuss the same hosts. Be a Monday or discuss it or say. The following day, they will bring different set of people to have the same discussion, and the host will behave as if say, happened a day before. He will not advance the conversation. what am I say enti wo behu sa de ba ko no na ye gina hwa na ye twe always creating confusion in the system. The same thing I'm seeing happening in our entertainment space, you know.
Okay.
This high life tag. Yeah, discussion over and over and over. Yet me ya ni abuabu anwa ni enya understanding bi. The next you know, ni asan start BM ni akane ti se ni ayendi san komoneda. Mekai Shatawale ebe ye ni press conference bi. E troye Emma reason say he traveled na baby obeko bia no yebisa ne say oyedin or kaso ye musician na yebisa ne say what type of musician do you do, like they want to brand him na wakof branding who with something that is not Ghanaian. Don't say credit no ne attention no ne mileage no e ko baby foforo enti nkono de obenya nka ya wo Ghana no. Since high life is something that can be associated with Ghana, ye nyina yenti ye ho ase. Ni em brand ye ho as high life musicians. It will
say ye na brand the umbrella becomes high life music. Now if your sound na me ye no, if you have been fortunate to be on Rototo and now one of these stages, now the sound I'm going to perform is not high life, and I've portrayed say me a high life artist. Is there any confliction in there?
Mpacho, addition.
Mpacho, you mate.
Jimmy Cliff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what type of music need Jimmy Cliff here?
Reggae. Yes.
But I can tell you, say, I can play you Jimmy Cliff and different nyuma. And rock.
Yes. Okay, in a rock and then we rock steady.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
but true. You tag him is as a reggae artist.
That's true.
What you say?
That's true.
Are we established? Am I making a point here?
Yes, you are, because some songs play lovers rock no.
Yes.
And reggae, but we call it
Electric Boogie when yeah. Rita Mali.
Oh yeah, sure, Rita Mali.
Enya Rita Mali.
Boogie no. No. Kwanim.
Sorry.
Kwanim. You better check it.
Yeah. Good. But you see, there are a lot of your friends and nyumbe musicians be aya bi omu onjena yemfa Bob Marley.
Yes.
Obi anim so a reggae artist. But I'm telling you, say Bob Marley, some of the songs are not reggae. Yes. And no share reggae in so no the original reggae kuchoko they start here na e ko dure chire na esesa you.
Yes, that's true.
But they still brand it as reggae. And now me know ka say Ohiniba Kisi. Yes, so yeah, high life musicians. But yeah, for Ohiniba Kisi and the latest ABC of Love ne we no more. Ni find shame ni say is it pure funk.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's correct. Electric Boogie is by Marsha Griffiths.
Marsha Griffiths, yeah. But originally, is it a reggae artist?
Marsha Griffiths, yeah. She is.
Was she a reggae artist? No.
Marsha Griffiths?
Yeah.
I think she used to be, maybe she be part of Bob Marley in BVs.
All right.
Yeah.
Me checks now.
Oh, okay. Enti ni me pese me kire ane say yenti ye ho ase as Ghanaian music sector no. Yen who the benefit of we tagging ourselves as high life artists. Shatta made this call. And I think over and over the BI but I think says some of these technicalities here we will not belittle ourselves and shy away from.
It is okay. It's also the source to say Yiniano and try to focus more on the high life and not his journey of Afro music. Is that also advice how they come on? I'm just trying
yeah. High life. You share high life in the crampoa. High life now your ball your friend is saying onyina no more time. Enya no ne high life na ye born no. Yenti e ho ase say enyum bia jena bia no. Esesa.
But reggae, the fundamental principle or the underlying principle money yet high life, should not change totally.
But wohwɛ afrobeat ya I'm telling you say ni nyina no wobɛtrace ya ba ye high life ya no masisa mu a ɛde nneɛma bi aka wa no ɔmo to ne din o ɛma no ɔmo geographical tag. Now we have also abandoned us because maybe we feel the inferiority complex no ɛna ɛma yɛn abandon nya yɛn yekita ebi ɔmo kra bo ba besua ayɛ no na yɛn yɛgya na fe ni ye pesi tag ye ho with that into no Ola right, my little submission. One, let's make a conscious and strategic tactical approach that we should here in Ghana brand our artists as high life artists. Let's make that push. It doesn't matter what Zena,
that's a nipa no ye dance or cross and branding as high life.
Mama, for example, nkomo ye di han say Machina will say Bob Marley or what different from different your friend say.
But is it not the case of you ever say Bob Marley had about 500 songs? Maybe a move 400 year reggae. So because he does majority of his songs, reflected a certain genre. Maybe a Mayakaso were a reggae artist. It doesn't mean so one year other genre, but he did more of reggae than the other genres. Me pacho minim se sa
yeah, but me na me say me a reggae artist.
Una wo say ba yeso so ayeti una wo bobo ba yeso enim hwe
wo be hu me nyuma ye reggae a me tell said me yini but me timi aye others but me a reggae artist.
Okay,
they are defenders or timi striker, they are defenders. Why you are there back one, let me commend you, and I think many musicians should take it. We say a new way, why different versions. I think say strategically, a very good business a year. I'll commend your management for.
Thank you.
I can pick a film which I've done before. My first film, William said the same story. My NBA 5 times, different artists, the same story,
different treatments.
Different treatments, and I can keep doing it. A yaman for that business wise, ubetimi asiseni, and I'm telling you, say I commend you for that.
Okay, Sylvia.
Yes, I think, sir, you had a plan, the idea, explaining what idea of the Afro music, it made a lot of sense. But then if it's about the fact that maybe the high life sound, a time will come and then maybe another thing it's not high life, but you still want to point home to Africa, which is why you are picking the Afro music. So even though high life, and they are only different, but you are still trying to pinpoint home, But unfortunately for you, it will still limit you, because right now the title Afro has been surrounded with the Afrobeat title. Nigerians, when you go to Nigeria now, they are doing different things under the Afrobeat. So there's the Afro fusion, Afro dancehall, right? So come say Afro soul, but could be a maintaining. You get it? And they are all doing that because there is an agenda, an intentional agenda to promote that Afro thing to belong to Nigeria. That is why I agree with Socrates and Arnold. There is an intentional agenda. Now, se BBC na say Ghanaian artists because we menya high life artists, even though say we dropping high life in pound or say menya high life artists, it doesn't limit the high life sound itself, because obia or baby at high life, when you say high life, it just limits the identity of the Ghanaian music. It's as simple as that. Because me no wako baby, ya bo atia. Then I ask you, what are you? Or say, I'm an Afro musician. So that identity now, next time make me sound and say this is high life from Ghana. What the identity is missing. But the sound need to obiatia onim. And if it's about just the for placement or limitation, that the Afrobeat is the Afro thing, it will actually limit you, because no matter how good or how big that Afro music thing becomes, it will always point back to Nigeria. And fun as if it's a high life thing or there's something you guys want to, because if there's an intentional agenda, say we are going to promote the word high life for Ghana, there will be so many things as musicians, as creative, you have the liberty to do. A time will come, say Ghana say high life now, you can even do high life dancehall. As long as it's coming back home to the high life and making the world know that so Ghana they high life no. Munya beti me ya ko to say you do a high life so nyina because there is an intentional agenda generation. They say we are trying to create our own niche, and you know what that will do? It will project you guys to the rest of the world easily without any competition. Because right now, the problem I hear Ghanaian artists is because they are in the same basket with Nigerians who are doing the Afrobeat better than them. Because you can't compete. But some more high life no, now more agree say okay, even though me a dancehall artist no, I can do my patois on a high life song, and then or even if you have high life crampoa, I will still call it high life dancehall. Something until when somebody takes that genre, no, it's here, will be any competition. They see you people and they say that no, we're almost there. There's no competition because the more which is why even though we are in an era of Afrobeat, Amapiano is still standing tall because the South Africans have taken it and they're making you know that we don't care what you think about Amapiano. Yes, yeah, DNA until Ote Big Flex, Ote now you don't go and compare them to the video. When they say they are different artists on different level. We are missing because there is no intentional knowledge. Say we are trying to protect something. Obia person they are not starting it. They are not. No. It's not. No, I mean,
Back to the bigger brother.
I mean, you know, it's not a pop. That thing, you can't blame the artist because normal. Whenever a certain generation, and I say Africa, and our continent be a sound be a dominator, and our country be dominated with one sounder. It's unfortunate. So Obia sweeps, it gets subsumed. Obia koshas, you get it. They get subsumed under it, and you'll be afford because before Afrobeats there were other sounds that were Africa because Afrobeats now is big. And now, I say everybody wants to feed off it. But I'm telling you, say if Ghanaian artists, any pioneers, any stakeholders, say you be intentional about high life and allow people to do other things with the high life thing and just still maintain the high life name. I'm telling you, the way the Ghanaian song will be projected outside the world, there will be no competition.
Dr. Akosua Senior Beckham, but answer the Beckons episode. Question be a Ubia Senel same sound. Or say, is it a case musicians, like the young musicians, and I say be our age groups, and our generation groups, is it like more ferry some be high life, and I say say market.
Well, I think I'm one of the people who from last year I've actually been in the front to talk about high life. But I've learned so much now today. Most of the time, no. The reason why I would not want to really claim high life is I'm not too equipped in that space. 1, 2. There's more for me to learn. Maybe I met now and I'll speak something relating to high life that maybe meaning. If it's about reggae, then I can actually go back to when it started and everything.
They would
like a decade.
But when they are finished, I was saying
yes, but looking at what I've learned today, I think is right that we all claim that. If the projection is to actually make it ours there, then that's fine. Because now even a band we or Nigeria called Cavemen, they are claiming high life.
Yeah, Cavemen. Let's say I think they had issues with one of our high life
Santrophy.
Yes. Yeah,
and I feature Santrophy on the new one.
Yeah,
so for me, is a learning process.
But the question was, is it like unuanu our person don't be life is it omuhuni say nye marketable
and yes how
and we are ento
debut mama example, let's say Stonebwoy. I'm calling him because Stonebwoy is like okay, one of our world best right now. Stonebwoy will booked on festivals. He's known for reggae and dancehall. What's the possibility that if Stonebwoy start branding himself high life artist, he will get those slots? Because those slots are for reggae and dancehall artists. That's another perspective we also have to look at it from. And no name money journey. So until he starts blending it well, now it be a high life. No, it's becoming quite balanced. Not later, no, it's becoming even more than the reggae dancehall. No, then he will get to enter into sa sector now. Sancho Fimonso bono ana Ambule mo bono, because Ambule will claim high life artists, Sancho will claim high life artists, but maybe one of their songs will be reggae or their album will be reggae. They mean say they go nominate them or they go put them for Rototom. Anawe. Perfect example is Rocky Dauni. The album that went on Grammy, he said it's not a reggae album. It has African sound. He even sampled some old high life music, and then they are calling it world album. So I think say all comes in place if these tags, all of us will agree. If we start, if it will take from even hashtagging some of these things, so it gets in that slot where it also becomes okay. Now let's add it. Oko upload it wouldn't only be on Afrobeat. There's another genre space called High Life. That way, no me and I feel like it has a little bit of High Life. Me choose Afrobeat. I'll put it there. And that way, the audio marks and all these platforms will also recognize it.
You begin to identify High Life songs easily than making it an Afrobeat. But Doc, Akwaba,
yeah,
Pacho Boko,
Boko, that's right.
Adam, and may ye di High Life in Como na ye de fra episode so and your ma warrior na saying meaning the baby average so much free.
Yeah, I think sir a team common artist beat is an episode. I mean, sir Oba Studio now in the interviewer. I mean, he gives a lot of revealing facts and when the answers are Odema about a year. He's well-learned person and or very particular about Nyoma Oka Unibubido Akas Nenidaho Unibia Oka, and he's very particular and I like question answers or didn't remember one of the things that he said the answer or the I said it would be wrong for him to claim say he is the face of High Life music because that will be it will be a disrespect, and that word underlined it will be a disrespect for people who sleep, eat and drink High Life music. And that for me and I know said that is super. Yeah, and so the attendant said Michael and come ye dini na un say ye ha no emprembi no say we study yesu ni ye ban mostly no Ghana for ye mpede ye wo ye problem na no ye nyi nipa ye pede ye wo tie and die ebu okrom bebre ukoba bia ubenya 1 yard 30 40 50 but opeso kwato ai material bia esi efi India na aba yesu efi Britain we dey see material we dey nti ha se say yama obi kwa tumi kofa enoma bia ye produce no okwada so but obakwa kwa sticker made in Taiwan e dey atare ho because Ghana ni ko hu say a sticker na about atade ne ho ya tro ho made in kwada so a enya de obeto. That's a problem. But alata for so ye no more compare ye ayete ye kan ochene kwasi ada ukokwa duru Lagos a abontin so aya buhunia wofra ayi GT omontuman odi bia Ankara odi bi afra papafo ebehia no wa hye na jumper ene wofra ntuma woni sisi ne ahonde egu ne kom wa hye ne che na ohwesa de ye boy mu ase ye chia no mbaba we chese almost okay nipa 5 bia na emu 3 ehye Nigerian made omolesi ya pam no awde ahwe mo movies ya pam no ya ye no chese different say ama ya ha ya mai we cry ya most of weddings na ye sesi na no most of your weddings na no ekubeka no cry Nigeria weddings na ye wa yeah your weddings aye okroma na Nigeria weddings na ye wa papa cry my we kita de kwa
Nigeria weddings in respect to costume now.
Costume ni ayi sade ye no bibia because processions aye check it papa ye my we kita na bisa sala ni na ya fa Nigeria for ya my dress it is alata for de ayi na ya copy culture no because ye de na ye wo ha no no ye hu ni say
enye ye fabiem
ano na duadua ma na de be wura ye music no o check enoma ye hwe Ghana produce one of the big rhythms a call viral global international azonto edifying
ya to atwe azonto atwene ko ekokura chese obi kura nkai
na say me my de kom ko fa fi Kumasi by Asaka boys ya eno enya 1 year mpo already no ye atro na RIP ye nduru ba bia nduru 2 years ya ko RIP ye rehwe bibi foforo akwakofa so ulusu sa na ma we na wie na oba enfom so be na wom say Papa Yans na abo a show me in a different high life version. Na episode so afano in a different way. No abo, and that was the system. High life music enyini ya amen ne yemu bisu yabato because it came from a session. Said ya yabato no Ramblers mo bobi senior don come back twaso omo twaso bobi ya na nam so na da Lumba mususu kwatena German no mu so okay yes so to say the episode dem hunu say high life no obetumi abone different versions no sa na Lumba musu kwatena land no mu so okay yen create burger high life emfa man burger no kro mo bo no omo bo ya na beduru ba bi no ayi so musician no chichi ne tikwa na chi chasamu a onso create ne de different or different drum patterns bi hebebe mu na ade ewi ansowa na jojara amusususu edi awobai ansana yegu so rexoma susu kreti bibi onkwado kreti aso ko kreti awoyo ekwade be shemu ina is it not her life? It is the beauty of it. Awoye ye bo ha na mayempe anu ne awoye ya ukọ eya the kankara de carry the is come sobu awoye ya rexoma boy ya yempe we anu no obi de bo sobu Nigeria ya most of them share with TikTok. That is the same rhythm. But you guys don't like it here. So whose fault? It will take you guys, the youth, to accept and claim. So and claim ownership. Somebody will claim it for you. You have to claim ownership. More necessary create ownership. And Olama Kebisano. Mrantiano Ferrise Obeka say me high life artists. The boldness and the power to claim it is not there. You must have capacity. Capacity to claim it. That is the problem. I know na problem no. You have to. We have only few kakra na maka onfifina. Mo person mo struggle yana tabi. But you guys have to claim and own it. Into achina what baby no say caveman for say your mother. What are you going to do about it? Because you don't like it. Oba no so wanu obi afa no so obehye ntom atade a afa ye dress ni we a wo se get da bi menene nja ye
badok mami misao o sha die pa ne problem no
acceptability
just say omo
inferiority complex own the thing and no problem o
e bin so anat said episode kan ya or say TikTokers for so omo ntimi fa tian say e bi anen so be fact I say ne bi omo pe gidigidi asa gidigidi nyum ko ana
Michael asamuna meka no me say ye rhythms no there's not alata for no me say I saw one guy be flavor of a guitar ya ponsa no there was even a video he was even trying to mimic one of our local songs nibi Flavor Shelter ya and one mo no dey dia be pem ne ashawo ni pakroka check the rhythms our boy na. It all comes from ni nanu was sample sa be pemene together with even new one here wabo conqueror the camera is here but who the opa check that rhythm is here it's the same thing was because I want baby adena dano and one who is adena dawo and what hit adena ko and the yamanti so debi wo so to check world music what is happening world music omo check Michael Jackson and Samuel called there no boy omo teti arekele mu whatever they are doing everything and arekele mu so aba krom house so be we so de ne de akọ because one pay their work so one pay their work there obi beji akọ eni ye ni ye wie ya wo se da bi oba re me ne nja ye oba re wo so pay we need to state that me say episode
yeah
look at the song you created enyumi ya ekọ vara ya me kram ye bi atian and my video was I think the second top most.
Thank you. But your my whole video.
Oh, because I don't to be honest to be on kasa. Yes. Me nem kuku ade pa.
Thank you.
Well, o de transnatie compared to most of the rhythms are a year nyuma wabo all these years. Look at the exposure. Any mileage atia don't go away at the mouth. Just say, look who they want Kasa as an artist for all the songs that were in episode. Check it and then look at the viral, the level of promotion, even free promotion for the purpose of creating Atia boy. Everybody in the amount from Penny 4 in Kuala, you for now most of Mompa High Life, no, they were the one who were sharing the thing. Marka Meboa. I'm not telling Baba one I must say, or Mompa High Life, no Mope, one why they are mobile bob on Afro beats and Afro bass, no, or Mokano. They were the same people who were sharing it. It means that more feeling say, mobile project are there to the doorsteps of the people. Because what you hear every day becomes part of you.
All right, Doc.
That is what informs a promotion. Obi why marketing you be a catcher. That's why you cover product near the buy in sway. You the two radios so first day obati special eyes. Your boss special what is special advert in 100 times in no years. One ama obi besides obadi with super also special eyes. That is the power of publicity. What you hear every day and then inform who you are.
All right.
And the more you play High Life, the more you continue to play Atiano. Opa Bonasato associate with different rhythms, different features and what have you, and see the mileage you get.
All right. Okay, now person kaka krakana yankweni.
Why is it that I say yeah era no yempe artists na mpe so mo be associated with and aside the acceptance ye Ghana for naturally yempe ye de no. I think another problem so for me who me say creative, so more and also a challenge more. I think that there is a general confusion with the High Life itself from Impenyefona and Yebe Huomono. There is, yes, like when it comes to the identity of High Life, when a High Life, when you're High Life, Impenyefona, those that say they are pioneers of the High Life, they don't allow for change. They want to be stuck in a certain era of High Life, so much so that they don't want to be happy to say Kwame Eugene is doing High Life. And it's a big problem because you can't tell somebody like a Blacko say banding the to put on the High Life and not allow him to say trap High Life. No, all limitino. It is true. All limitino. And to say in Pennyfono, open say, you know what, I'm Rexoma. I did a certain form of High Life. I am Okreko Mante. I did a certain form of High Life or whatever. But the new generation too, they are allowed to pick the High Life, make it their own, and we will still endorse them and let them know say High Life now. You will see what will happen. But in Pennyfono, make it feel like if the High Life doesn't fit a certain drum pattern, and say now on your High Life, and you can't force a certain episode to want to do that thing all the time because they want to be accepted for the High Life thing. And if they like, open gates, open the floodgates and see what Ghanaians will do with the High Life thing.
So when you're about Branton about one
person besides say artists, the creatives, they affect someone and I mean who is
definitely because then before Atia, I think Atia one it was that magic. It wasn't that thing that my High Life, I want to go and promote it for it to work. I think that's a blessing with it. And I don't know, say it would have worked if me and I may say, okay, let me go and promote it. Because now you're looking at even how many DJs would actually accept it and add it in their playlist. Everybody is playing what is trending. Into the magic that worked for Atiano, I wouldn't say it's if you apply it to every other song, it will work. So I accept what you're saying. Say, if we are able to add whatever spice to it, but still maintain that, okay, we're a High Life trap, High Life C, and then there's a change. Definitely, so we'll be about trap. Now that one fits in, and that's the plan I did with that here.
But I say you need Afrobeat trap, Afrobeat reggae.
They have
Afrobeat trap.
Afro gospel. Yes, they have Afro gospel now.
No more Afro trap.
Yes, Afro fusion, Afro soul, Afro gospel, all of that, just to make sure that Afro thing, it stays home and it becomes a national, a global sensation, intentional.
And I say any mistakes are then be Afro life.
No, the thing Afro now, Afro no.
As a dozen, no.
Obi no problem with different names. Name is how the man. That be once I one kasa musician Ujitum. Most of the times you see the artists did them. Omoko interview. What kind of music? I'm a dancehall artist. And they have a way they pronounce dancehall. I'm a dancer. And I'm saying,
to episode mo born say
dancer.
I'm a dancer. That I'm saying it's a me that no na me na tell man. I'm saying, hey, bro. No, that you part me there part me no na say me tell man. You know, part where you moking. Part where you moking. Oh, part where you cry. Jamaican young guys be no no kapatwa. Oh, baby, so what are you saying?
Yes.
And I'm bra. Part of baby, I want to say me make come radio TV. Baby, na nyo, anya papa.
More pine to.
Anya papa, bra. I see a too good baby. And this is the thing. It is, and then a bear of episode. Hi, how are you? So, I'm fine. What about music do you do? No, yeah, I'm an high life artist, but my high life segment is, you can call it maybe.
What the fat abesheho.
Afro baby, yeah, based on their working. So that Nipano or Tiwanemono, one said, this is your designation. Baby, I will free bunny. And sometimes when penny phones no much mouse because some of you no crano, it will take a few of you no to be able to give them their flowers.
Reasons. Yeah, okay.
To give them their flowers. Most of the younger musicians, they see most of this high life when say ABR or Moye Kolo or Moye Chem. They prefer sampling their words. Any chorus lines no in their new dancehall stuff. But then paying recognition to them no is rather a problem.
All right, Doc. Paying recognition is a problem, but finally, maybe the last issue on this whole high life thing, no, Mami Sha Simfrian also. You know the conversation that was begun by J.D. Bleambule as to say blaming VGMAs for the woes of high life. I'm sure you followed Arno Kasibia. In his opinion, no, or share award scheme to say BGMs, you know, a kahuna maha life, a brass kakra. Na minim wouldn't know a year during one side. Is it really true?
Not really, because scheme no the guidelines in the ejuma. Our operational mechanism or the ejuma. And so the scheme is not out there to project just one genre of music. Although yajitum say high life ye yen, you know, as a yajitum say Ghanaian, and se bibi ni krana. The scheme should be able to go out of its way to make high life. Oh, we're a baby. And let's figure out a way be protected and projected. Ukasana would dibim kakra, but we sansona would defeat the exact purpose of the scheme. Scheme no is out there to award popular songs and popular artists within a certain year under review. It is not out there to project high life. And you, first of all, you need to purpose no any aim of the scheme. And it is how far not drift away from the main purpose. Then you could actually tackle them. But it says yeah are not within the year under review. No more popular by virtue of producing popular songs and now almost as artists, no more artists, you know, was on that level. That's it. What I say, but I say you create agenda. Since you discuss to project high life, and a VGM for responsibility.
And why responsibility?
Industry responsibility.
Okay.
Into tackle the front runners or the forebearers of your industry. You know, say industry your high life no a call from how do we project it, how do we revive it, how do we rekindle it. But how the question VG media and then me say one only VG for a problem that
as in to be a chemu na okofa
and now say
is it true say
and I make us say
no,
so
yeah
then that's the impression you create because it's not the first time I all criticize VGM what I say. But for me I feel say maybe he's coming from a good place because of or a pioneer for high life. Or you be even with the age, you know, he's still touring. In project,
stuff.
No, that he's been touring since. Yeah, What I say, he is coming from a good place, but approaching maybe I'm a feeling say he's backing at the wrong tree. What I say, he's backing at the wrong tree because the guidelines, operational definitions, category definitions, and the Juma. There was a time. Back to the point say you have only 3 songs for high life category. That time mini market go back and forth 3 because there was nothing they could do about it. Because almost a category definition of the Juma say within the year under review, so you popular songs are nominated. That year no you songs. So what do you do? To make us because
you mean conjure songs in
exactly. Yes, and I would defeat one kasa o purpose until the year awards no. And say blame VGM. I mean, for me, I think say you may be coming from a good place, but you are attacking the wrong, entity. Say say no, they cannot. To me,
but I think
unless of course, okay. Another organization be MRA now on ye High Life Awards. Enkwa. Sisina Bulldog ni Rockies for Base Awards. Because they realize say listen, there's a market here as a project and I say a more platform now so it was exclusively reggae and dancehall. What I say, so patadia and own jedu no ko hu investor bi and I say obi or interested. Now most money High Life Awards and no focus is only on High Life. What I say, but to blame VGMA for say a case High Life now, for me I think say it's neither here nor there. He may be coming from a very genuine place because of how as a personality or High Life or project High Life they be or feel say young ones should be doing High Life but wrong tree now back here.
Anyway, Peace 104.3 and what's muti entertainment reviews in ye betie enyon fofra episode. Hello, Abusia Radio Mofan Chena. And you're not damn. He appears I repeating you. But producer see me miss a episode and some Bakumi nubi. I find you know. But so, yeah, born you know. Now we say Kafra.
Menumi Runina.
Was it?
Mrs. Minumi Runina.
Oh yeah, it told me be a son or say. Everybody they chop for the website. Call him. Uti and you know, first impression.
Unim. Yeah, describing it as poster boy. Ne attitude ne senya na or handle idea no. Na me feel say yeah, be one of be a wire. Onti me enye. But this is far better a High Life than even the Atia. That means you are going into the thing, and so no, you are refusing to see a mouse, the poster boy. Muni madiebi. Obi can say, and yem pushy. Masa, se u pushy uhuwa. O froa, and afe ye beba be pian.
Yeah, that's true.
It will not take a day or one strike. When you do 1, you do 2, you do 3. Afe dia obo say ne attention no baho.
Okay.
If a whole episode a call sa lie where there are a lot of these artists almost show. Almost no ombeba obako ne beye. Na ebi asom ne we di akiri. Obo say na faba. Masa, I salute you.
Thank you, boss.
I salute you.
Thank you. I think
me that was say who ye bibi say, and the fact that you are not an old I can say by age musician, but you are one of the young ones coming up. Wonsu afato wonsu no mesre sikano mambo do ye no yeah in common the numbers for this one for now no will not be there, but odia ye back ye way no I wako ha baako no aba ha baako kakra no feed I say won say we hot foka no I
why
other films
thank you
kakra na ode balance yeah.
Okay, na yenti akwianso uti enyum no also atil saying
I think over the time for someone like me my major problem with the fact that there's been different era of high life, is the fact that your generation and other generation of creatives, they were not able to pick those things and they reintroduce it to us. And it's not even about the music per se, it's about the fact that he's able to pick, and there was one other person they offer and kind of high life. So the fact that now I get to learn and get to appreciate, say there was this another level of someone to radio to presenter be proper high life education because the creatives are not finding the ability like to me and build this bridge between the kind of high life any more current MIN door accept who say once upon some time ago there was somebody like this kind of high life there's always going to be that big gap. But it bridged that gap. And who say, okay, there was an era where there was this form of high life, there was the amponsan, there was the this. It's education now, young people. I was saying, it's make us say, okay, you see a bit to try. Now you see it for your high life art. I think so. Once more, most start it will make a young up and coming out to Phyllis or high life kakra wonimuno. See said that there is even a larger catalog of high life music. Obetimia ko try a big obetimia ko share ehu. That is the education I am happy about. And keep going. Honestly, I feel like you even have a good handle on high life than reggae dancehall.
Hey.
No, truthfully, because na ampa udetie this we netie atia biom netie any other high life songs reggae dancehall. Who's I don't know. It looks like this one comes easily to him. I say otua ombre bi. I mean, you say me but it's ombre, maybe or no or create ombre, but me who is ombre, and I would like to hear more of this actually. But do what pays you, anyways.
Producer say ombre because we're gonna need odi bankune dokono ne board there. It's in all to high life ombre, but all to reggae dia or so bebre. Because reggae na dia no mudi nye bi na udi no omo mudi cassava leaves too ozu udi kontomire ti odi any high life anod yenti o obra hoan ana wanti ni ye komra. Okay doc yenti o obra na yem hwe fan common pe nsi
boy no munia
na munia ene ne ade samotwen ade samotwen e pese na munia se na munia ntino me ba be bo be men na mamo. But the title pie or episode, was it because of the success of Atia and the man was Sandy we ever pay Swana?
Well, we never recorded that, but it wasn't the Sichi high life. It has more Afrobeat bass. But then again, when I linked up with Sancho, because me feature Sancho on this one, and then we decided say we'll actually add more indigenous start to it. And the Autiene is actually the live recording of the song.
Okay.
Which where we played it and they recorded and shot the video at the same time. The Uncle Studio say, okay, me record it, pause, mature lyrics. Or just
to Musi Swana.
Yes.
More recording yana more
video no notice that
studio na mujina.
Yes. It was recorded.
But motivation now what do you call fast and trophy was
well, I've been a fan. Now me call shows and you know, I think just like she's saying, I love the indigenous sound. What I say. So to see Sanjo say Charlie Omo Obo are there, I listen to at home, but in their own way. I reached out to them and they were like, oh, young cry dada. We wanted to exactly. So I'm like, okay, I have this song. I've not really written the verses, but my idea, so let's do it. So what happened is now I'm busy, so I had to book the studio sessions. Funny enough, within the next 30 minutes, that's when we recorded the song.
Wow!
Because they didn't want to listen, maybe different vibe and influence it.
Okay.
They just want to build it based on what they feel at that moment. So the Sechi type of high life just influenced it, and I'm proud to say they are doing that so well that is giving back. Like 3 days ago, they sold out their concert, high life. So for me, they were the right choice to work on this project with.
Okay. Episode that's a studio muyanso Yenya George Kwe, president of Arts and Tourism Writers Association, and the CEO of Image Bureau. and Minkan Bure. Oze
Boro.
Ababeka. I was Aquaba. President name Waba. President of the Short Men.
Yes, Ghana Heights Association. You're prominent. You're PRO.
Episode.
PRO. First now, Chame Kwame.
Yeah.
But Omomuton Yomu room called demonstrations. You know.
I don't know why they.
So I'm not sure.
President, I mean, say me more obra bi mamuna mo follow kakra. Okay, it's you know, I was yenti obra emra bi na yenhwe se betimi de highlight
Obra.
Because I say after no Apostle Bishop. Yes. I feel me near Madrina Basso.
Because once a hook near gospel a bit.
Was it?
But say hook no. It has that gospel vibe. The lyrics no, definitely you can say inspirational and but lyrics no more biblical. Lyrics the verses are not biblical.
Are they okay? What they trust me? Person no better trust him. Do they trust?
What I'm trying to say is not necessarily say gospel, but it's quite inspirational. Unyame bra. You know, but verses no is not biblical. It's about life. Okay. So I'm just being creative about Edino. Which is Unyame
bra
and bra. But same way no, the song talks about life. So obra.
Okay. Yes. Etina na okase sunsun boafo.
Yes.
Omeye odeng. Omeboa. Yes. Thank you. Ano dey. Abiri wati.
Miti. Na Nyom Papa. A good song. I'm not surprised say or the high life song biaba. Although I say no I that by marketing strategy. Once by kono fire and attend fire and ko adie. I mean when team mu crack America says bohwa mentity. But there's something that piqued my interest. Your ability to select your collaborators. Because at Tiano, how you were able to figure out that Kwabena should be the person to feature, no? That's Nimdieno or whatever you have to call it to actually say so Kwabena. Because in the last 2 years, Kwabena is really doing well when it comes to high life music. And for episode, any team to say so, let's tap into Kwabena's artistry, that's a big, plus for him. And you know how Kwabena executed on the song. It's when his ability again to say my main tap into Central Fee because unless it be our own name, but the send a Central Fee for a hoist Ghana flag across the world with high life senior Central Fee baby and I think that with time they should or someone break it Ghana no be have a certain engagement because so go question baby na Ghana no based in her few I don't know what is the American say
I want to say charity begins
at home. But for episode to actually figure say no these guys are doing so well no let me tap into the Omo artistry Charlie big ups the song no be
I disagree a bit on the Central Fee side no ye nyina ye hele Osibisa but Osibisa were not based in Ghana.
Oh, but on can't say based.
No, me just say omo based in Ghana.
No,
like
you don't need to be based in Ghana, but you should still connect.
Yeah, with your
because that connection was still there. They were coming down to Ghana to play songs, to do concerts and to do you get.
But you say episode say when you got in contact with the no more Ghana. Sorry.
Yes, no more Ghana.
No more.
Yeah.
So it means that they've been coming.
I'm more how, but they almost call when they are on tour, and it's just it's fun. Say the bookings need also, so they stay for long. As I say, but when I got in touch, no more Ghana and team baby half of Kumasi and half of Accra.
Okay.
Yes. So when they only come together more, say more. Maybe like a tour or they have performances and all of that. Yes.
All right. Mr. Kwe.
Yeah.
Wabi PSV. Eduane aba yedi high life eduane.
High life. They be a makasa talent the and any party from Obrafo to episode. Share Vladimir Putin Zelensky India can cramp. We had the beefy cran and I do near my finance minister in Naka. Talent there no any party here, but episode has always been one of my favorite, and he knows it.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I just opportunity in unity. And you're one of the few talents say wo recommending my clients be and wo boneding amana beka show bi ho a wonim so ngu ni mase or fan craft na very very seriously. Ola men na da there artists book room how ko bo mu don baby crowd through. Cause one share on be good mase. If you baba gina stage no so and they know that can be baba gina stage no so until left right page on sa le omonyash no mu kufie. But not episode. Only nyomon kra ampo na nye energy no de baba stage no so no and the artistry, the showmanship no de baba stage no so no. And I would agree with what Arnold said. Se ubit me atna say adwen ahwe terrain so okay this particular song hinanom na meni omonko. And no krampo yedwuma. Yeah. On its own, and to connect with a group like Sun Trophy, a band like Sun Trophy. And I'm happy to say Socrates abo Osibisa. Currently omone you Osibisa. Yeah, currently Sun Trophy is our Osibisa. I also agree with Arnold, the connection with the local fan base, because it would be nice anka Sun Trophy nanka ibia from time to time ibi omo around no more media tour bi omo boss small show bi Alliance Française now plus 233 and now bibia, because trust me there's a whole fan base out there momo. True. But when they get to experience them, and that is a problem me personally I have with High Life. I think a lot of those who should be championing the High Life cause and putting it in our faces, no, they are not. They will sit back and talk, and High Life is dead, High Life is dead. Koran, no more High Life is dead. What have they personally done to promote High Life?
Good.
First, Nanka Honorable Makukrikumante, MTN supported High Life Festival. But said last year, this year, Internal High Life Festival is not happening. So plus 233, I'm more gig be connected to High Life. Where are we going to get High Life? Now social around concerts echo. Even in the VGMB nominees jam shall line up now. Internal a lot of people will sit back and speak, saying High Life this, High Life this. Question is on one kasano. Me George Ko included. What have I done to promote High Life? And what does Samoabedu included? Yenina included. What do we do?
Yes.
And Kananka me will show multimedia. I used to be on Joy FM. Na me sure na me hosti. We made it a conscious effort. So we say Saturday showbiz A to Z for 2 hours answer best start to show no. You bought Ghana music. And a lot of it air High Life. Oh, I didn't. Exactly.
I know they say
High Life Festival. You was part of it.
And I'm here Bruce and BBR without charge.
I'm on Chaka. I
swear. You want to talk this thing? Oh yeah. You know, no say the
I think sir, I'm happy sir a young act like episode has taken it upon himself sir obi focus on High Life. And he's doing great. I mean, also you know to things actually. I mean, he was singing live.
Yeah.
Charlie, Olada he was singing live right here, and it is good. Good. Many thumbs up, Charlie. I mean, the sky's it's not even the limit. It's just the beginning.
You should be motivated and very in a very good spirit this afternoon.
Amen.
It's when we releasing Enra with it together with the video.
Yes.
All right. It's for one or person Koswa no TI Sokinyum no. Where else can I get? Because you're both free YouTube.
Yes.
Yes. So apart from YouTube, no, I hear on Benya.
Or do you know all the digital platforms?
Okay.
Apple Music, Spotify, and all of that. And even prior to Nomna drop in and Rano, 3 days ago, I dropped a documentary about the song. It's also on YouTube.
Okay.
There's a 6-minute documentary which features some known faces in the industry. The process. So it's a whole project actually. Yes, it's out there. My socials too will be giving more updates on what next to do with the project. So just go check it out. Episode featuring Sun Trophy Obra.
Okay. We are good for a certain discussion power. A new way no. Or the mature discussion.
Sir, but my question be my episode. Me want to say or perform was stages. The energy what me say was a certain plan, and normally me who say the tempo of high reggae dance or no, you know, it helps him and it adds up to that energy no. Now atia any they were dropping. Another form of energy, are we going to still enjoy the episode we know and also stage episode all out with this kind of songs now? And anointing access still our person will commit so much to the high level because when they said the performance wise part, you know, it could be a bit problematic. And now you figured it out.
Well, I think I've always not have a specific direction on how to deal with every stage performance. It always comes with the job and then the audience and which kind of atmosphere. When there's a possibility for me to do this song in a jazz version, I'll do it. If I get to the stage and I notice, so what happens with me is I'm always studying the one who goes before me. If not that, then we'll keep it gentle and wear a nice shirt and come and just.
And yeah, do best chance. Do best chance now. What episode? Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, oh dog. Okay, yeah, Queen man.
I think sir. Or started also to another song.
Yeah.
And who say this is it. And you know one casa. And you know boy who share the composition, the bass guitar, the drum pattern, the guitar. I mean, why I was saying this is if you dear, yeah, krum and we more and penny phone every boy, yeah. And mom would ding our man on any everywhere.
Yeah.
And I am proud of you more today.
Thank you.
Just say you shown the way and why exhibited commitment, attachment with high life music. What I say.
Yeah.
And you are loved by all of us from where you come from Baby the Past regime.
Yeah.
Everybody will be a Baby the Past BRC industry, but
yeah.
So we acknowledge you as such. Whatever the support be, men can say a high life into every push be a more dance hall. Push be a more dance hall. No, more first I push no.
Definitely.
And from this one,
okay,
because that's what it is. We and a flavor push ya who did this and now do TikTok baby conqueror is coming so boo near. That's what it is. Let's promote what we have.
Thank you.
Show to the world that this is what we have, and then we can make it happen.
Yeah, that's it. Peace 104.3 and Masugu Swamuti. But yeah, baby, the stage play beyond come back episode nyumno obrano akwako Kenya conversation bi yebedi yebebo remu kakra sisia na yefiri ho a ne aba behwe a detective calls Ura George Kwe adwuma oda no ese de why na agin say obeso theater na abona am why titi amo etino obehwe theater mo ba George a detective calls unim say me who play no title and I'm confirm a script to be
sir
and see a stage play.
Okay.
Your friend a detective calls.
And also the detective calls a Ghanaian player na.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man now this script in the by and then so no try the all gone. But I forgot things in Abyss.
Wait, sure say an inspector calls.
Yeah, I think it's inspector calls. Yeah.
The British play.
Yeah, not edit. Sorry, my bad. Not
that is the British play.
That's
the adaptation. The adaptation, yeah. The original JB Priestley inspector calls.
I cannot wait to see.
Yeah, that's the adaptation.
Me rehearsal sounds you nyangwa play. Oh, Papa no mama bring you.
It's a deep play. Eh?
Too deep.
Very, very, very deep.
I still remember some of my lines. Me tell say,
sir,
I didn't say you know na George Muba be you. I did a menye.
Nanka uku play Robin.
Was it?
Robin and Nanka uku play.
Detective now have you.
Oh, solid. Any on your bird.
Now have you. I no film stage craft rough. I say I want to memorize all lines. Also memorize all blocking it. I say yeah, but I saw the man me.
Yeah.
Say magic doors. Magic doors. But who you you?
But that's it.
Oh yeah, dear. Say no. I don't know. Kakra Kran say oh ma stage play industry so and munyam kese no koso na koso momo. I don't know. Dear na can we?
Yeah, run for your wife. Yeah, you know be maso create safo any ndi nkomo bi say munim na mu jai medimu atem. enyo no nko honorable Makokre Kumante Tema Central MP honorable Ninoy Ives omino no mo be share and some of the commendations near dear yinya no I mean even another small building so crowd show review be because he was in that play.
No, not did that
for a while. And I think
worst actor I've ever seen on stage.
Oh boy.
Arnold.
Oh boy.
Na unu role play. Oni po timi da form one. Nechi enka form, ne na enka form. Ne nsa enka form.
Uta kodwa no in America.
Talented.
I hope say Arnold enka play we hu.
Brabeshe.
I'll be disappointed in you.
Why?
I know this is such a lousy actor.
This is how we put
Arnold,
ourselves
sorry,
down.
no. Arnold, by Yabema report.
This is how we put ourselves down.
We are not putting ourselves down. Arnold, he's a good writer when it comes to writing.
Ubenya say ubi twa picture with that form. Na ne ho kan form. Ubenya.
What kind of actor?
Na ya picture na so da.
Odu e dey no ba be you.
Yesusu anu photographers on work class no.
Putu
for picture omo mpo omo to. Ba ku bi ku ana be owo mamu bi ha no. O twa picture o ko be 100 meters away na be the papa do open there.
Open full shot.
I don't blame Arnold. I blame you for doing such a cast.
Arnold is going to play the lead cast in a play our stage before the end of this year.
Thank you.
It's wow.
Thank you.
Adi am the bayo.
Ultimately and the focal
lead.
So a detective calls.
I'm happy say you know about Inspector Calls. The original play was written by J.B. Priestley, a British playwright.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I think in the 1960s or so. Even before we decided to do Run for Your Wife, a detective calls, an inspector calls Nananka.
Okay.
And I set up a WhatsApp group with the cast and everything, and incidentally, the late Eko Blankson no kaho, actor Eko Blankson no kaho. But may imagine say instead of doing the original, no, I'll adapt it and make it Ghanaian.
Okay.
And then I bring it to somewhat present day. In theater, it needs a lot of work.
True.
Because the British culture is a little different from the Ghanaian culture. Few things that will be permitted there may not be permitted here in the Akeka. It's now aside the names, character profiles in the Akeka. A week or so, or if I'm not mistaken, about 2 weeks, and I mean a message from the later called Blankson. So you're playing a dubbing, and I'm saying you be rerun for your wife so weekend. My adaptation but I'm say read through into all my America cry you clear run for your wife we are moving on to I'm right so na yenu abema nyame friend into we had to recast, we had to rework it, and we decided to do it in his honor. I'm a yenu abema Eko Blankson na a percentage of the proceeds will go to his family yanene bushia for idi hon komo and omonso omopne and go ahead. We actually wrote to them officially, and they responded officially through a letter. And we are going to do it in his honor next weekend. Wow. Now a play beer me feel say I was be a mianini a beshibi. So uti commercial na ya can say sebiu and your comedy. Why did we necessarily add that? And non chesa wo ba nasa obesha one straight, but theater beyond what we know. Don't wanna cause play that is not theater. Theater it's me and be brave, and it's the perfect mirror of society.
True.
This particular play, my friend, are the best Bible preaching you will ever have without a single message from the Bible. Player, the lead character, play never appears in the play. Never appears. The lead character never appears in the play. Na mestre nso say obi abawahwe because a concern said ya ne say said ya everyday lifestyle obeye bibi e de tia obi ya ne pa ne ya ehye ne mu ntimi nka nde ya keka ho and you all bia wo nim dia I mean Socrates dia bia say bi onwedi na tem na call baby we feel say it's nothing now so na ehye ne ya ne ya day by day koye begina yititia nkrofo nine so sa without even knowing. play we e be yisa nyom na cheng ama you hu said ya ne ho ebetna. It speaks about love.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the deepest and strongest Bible message you will ever have without a single word from the Bible. It's Mr. I said next weekend will be a Meshibi.
Next weekend.
And
I can also attest to say Osha play now. I don't know how you did adaptation though, but Osha Otuwa, everybody will see him or herself in
you see
there.
you will identify yourself in there. Something you've done, something you've said, something you've thought about. You definitely find yourself in there. All their secrets come from Arnold to say,
Ebishim. Pull him down. Pushu
Honest critic.
What is honest?
Assessment.
What is honest about
honest? Because
what is honest about it?
Next weekend on.
Next weekend, 22nd, 23rd. You be 2 shows each day, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Oh, National Theatre.
Wow.
Oh, National Theatre.
And
I say time by 4 p.m. Kenya starts it.
Casting enough for more.
Namiadum.
Penny for about
opinion for Kukudam.
So now on artwork, you know. I say senior. I say could premiere senior. He say level was wrong. Was it? Oh, a senior camera.
A senior any screen so
you know. Senior the whole screen so.
Oh, come on.
It's yeah, turn tickets, right?
100 cities per with the internet. Sorry, Fanasa sorry. 100 cities for the collection.
Yeah.
Internet Obeko Saturday and Sunday, sorry. 100 cities per. Ubenyebi www.imagebrogh.com.
Sorry.
But I say, and also, me a fresh short code *365*2020#. And also, so call airport show, but you know, total, and then Nalem store, Nalem store, Akram or Kohwa, you know, be your tickets to be in which me have a share a detective calls next weekend at our National Theatre.
Our National
I can't say, okay, the Kukudampa. The legendary Fred Amugi.
Yeah, my all-time favorite actor,
Fred Amugi.
Fred Amugi. Yeah. When it comes to stage,
yeah.
Fred was stage so that this will be the time, and you must see him in real life. Because look, Fred and Fred more type on the man stage stage in Ghana. The command, the English, the delivery. Yeah. Look, and there is one thing about stage. You see, stage is very far. True. It's not like film unya close up. But no matter how far you are, when you see Fred on stage, no matter the distance, you know, the way I'll carry the looks, the body language will make you feel the close-up shots.
Sure.
In terms of he's tense, he's stressed or Nancy Bibino, you will see it. And for him alone, I think that I'll give you kudos instead of that lousy actor.
I don't know who the lousy actor is. But Akofa Ejan in Zoom.
Yeah, Mahu Akofa Agent Chirona Mahu
Will she cry?
Why Akofa
in this?
But if you know, you didn't come here. No, I'm saying producer Fred Sofo Kasia be power man so. Ti yen engineer komo yeso kakra na yen sofo ni komo bi. Iwia na asan to aso. Na abusia sofo ni bedi komo ye Prophet Nigel Gazi oda True Word Prophetic Fire Ministry International ano yene no ba bedi nkomo bi munyina modibi na yebe pese yebe gibrani yabiemu Prophet enre meda sise waje yenso
ola me so michia obi bi otie na michia or guest for na things that michia no then I met Kwe
George Kwe wa yeah
michia mo hina na michia obi and I saw anything the Prophetic Hill Chapel first na a True Word Prophetic Hill Chapel but see Prophetic Hill Chapel.
Fache. Prophetic Hill Chapel.
Yeah.
Okay. Prophet enumere enkomontia wadaruma. Se yeba Chrisosumu na yefre enwum bi secular music na edi enwuma ana edi enwum ku ne yefre onsa.
Okay. Message ya ola message ya obi bia pahin bia otie o program we dey I had to say apo obi etie Saturday bia obi etie metia Ghana pahin for ina so pahin for ina metia ma so my Prophetic Hill Chapel and nyina. So to answer your question, I think secular music there it basically means the regular person who says nyoma enye Christo nyom and I say on make us say we are nyom we are senyum into Bisami. I think I don't know if I've been able to attempt.
Nese enyuma enye Kristo nyum.
Enye Kristo nyum.
And to emfa Kristo sem ho.
Kristo enyum enye. But the basic purpose of can say with gospel music and as a Kristo nyuma enyuma ma Kristo nyuma so express Kristo and express Kristo nyuma and Kristo tumi. And the can say nyuma enye Kristo nyuma and our gospel music. It simply means that enyuma the fundamental purpose when you say a project to Jesus and as express what the manifestational powers of Jesus ayo. I don't know. Yes.
Na whatever ma me pacho me ye Kristo ni me e wa sorry ba me tie secular music my boni.
Onye boni da.
Aden.
It depends, onye you see. Me kase ye man we mu na ye man we mu Ghana man we na most of us mesreka say we are hypocrites ye nyachom ye nyachom. But again we ask what is music fundamental. What is music? Music a language. Music idea a communicate expressions communicate the thought and intent of only a corner when you say inspiration say ebia me dina puppets na so na ebia me pese me kasa ba house of folk me dina puppets na so eka obi so enya gift and as a talent we call studio na inspiration no or their set kasemu a communication
correct.
So obi to say match the me tie no nyo
uti amachi de nyo.
Yes, me tie ama is it Christo ni bang from the pope to the lowest person. And Obeka say we are senyum on TV that what they call we are senyum. I will tell you for a fact that some we are senyum a weightier, a more revolutionary, a more deeper change. Some of the enyum no say a Christo nyum no. Somebody thought yes here. Because what is the intent and purpose of enyum? Enyum is to educate. Enyum is to empower. Enyum is to heal, to deliver. Sempa choti ase. Me tie a match the day enyum. Sem ye prophet na again. Some tie a match the day enyum. Ye na it iron boy. It empowers any young man and obi opeso bob brebia. It empowers. Me tie empowers. Okay, Bible la. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 23. Bible says na Saul na hum bi ehano. Bible says na David a boy no wie no. Bible says hum no efi no. So music come to deliver. We are it brings deliverance.
Hey.
Yes, it brings deliverance. Obiti said, I'm a religious leader, but you see the hypocrisy among us, the edoso. Utie that the lumba, all songs nibia. Nyansa wom, abe wom. I mean, if you're a young man, person Bob Bright, if you're a young lady, and as a man, if a baby person Bob Bright, so I'm missing the max not person back on track. What ye that the lumba? Tete no money, and you maybe are maybe Bobby or me come. That has not mean say well lose salvation. That has not mean Bob Marley redemption. Obibi or Bajumba, Obibi or person Bob, Obibi or what bills to pay. When you are down and you listen to redemption, it reignites you. That has not mean well to salvation. And to check the content, language, content, musician, use, maybe a Samini, use, maybe a Red Roston, use. Yen check content, and say content, no, yeah, content, is it in a positive way? A positive way. I tell you, my master, my catcher, me singing department, and Christus, what they say, Christus, some enemy be an Bobby. Some of the gospel artists, what they communicate negativity.
Sir?
They communicate negativity. They communicate uchi omunyumniya, mobro, iti biti. It doesn't empower. But uchi, your friends say, kojentry, tetenyumnibiya. Avavanto somebody out here. Not say ebia obi married man me all abusko na me tie anyway America and you I don't know say America. Yes, I mean the West I mean it empowers. And that has not mean say kwajon nyom no bon samwa nyom kwabena nyom ni bi ho deep we deep thinker deep it will inspire you. It will inspire you. It's the hypocrisy and they should stop. Some of the brothers should stop the pretense. Bedroom, and we should not condemn a DFS. A talent, so we are doing media and commerce, me who are there, obedient or tonium. And see, check the contents, no. Because, like I mentioned earlier, some of the gospel artists, their language, the content of ammonium, sorry to say, some are even out of scripture. Some are even out of scripture. And it's a Mitiasi Saturday, from here to Domi to Amasam, I may say me down. Na Mitie Lumba Sikasama, it will inspire you. The Mamia Amasa and Yeniba, say. So let's not lose the fundamental purpose of the song.
But so for union more as so for being so say okay Ephesians 5:18 or say do not get drunk on wine which leads to debauchery, but instead be filled with the Spirit. Until Omunchi Muni say, and no man would do a sunti o to o cano, and a feeling, and I say, and a consuming.
What is the Spirit? The Spirit is of a positive note. The Holy Ghost is not a one-jacketed spirit or personality. Yes, it's a spirit, it's a personality. But like I'm telling you, say, what's your redemption song? You can't tell me, say, redemption song, what's here from Bob Marley? It is empowering you to go and do something negative. What's here Bob Marley? No, because life is not a bed of roses. Na bajum baby tia. It's in the Bible. Life is not a bed of roses. Somebody told me, that's a brand new, that's a brand new, or Kenyan Sasam. His own song, they make sense. They make sense. Gospel artists need to bring 8 here with the greatest of song. Omunjai, I don't know. Say, we those times no. Oche gospel and no man. It empowers. It brings deliverance. Nyamitumi ete. But I tell you, say some of the what they call quote and unquote welly song no. It's more deep. It's more deep. It's more deep. But even all my women because on Lumba all songs that. But
you will add a susua and also a church and normal a Chrysosome a boybra.
Very well. Or not the support. Someone said that we should not be equally yoked with unbelievers. So that's what I'm saying. It's about the content, what the person is expressing, what the person is communicating. I'll not listen to any song and I'll not suggest or move to anybody say a name that is communicating violence. And name that is communicating a beer, worry now, or a single person, communicating about sexual perversity, that be by your we are saying, no, man, deep, very, very deep. Obibi or Bobra, your papa, will jebule, debe ambule. What's your name, your maybe you are a adult song. And this is me a software, me a Christian, na my worry, na me name it take you right, and I say, oh, them near box, it fuels and it brings a bite to the marriage. Tell me if I talk, what I make an say, and your time, my dear, I don't know if I'm communicating.
You are communicating.
And it's me about,
yes, sir.
With a say, area in quality, and so I say, oh, Daddy, and no one is here. You see the pretense and the hypocrisy among us. Let's get real. Let's get real. Let's get real.
The Ukraine so no be a asofuni be a Christophone be cano. It's not just about say be a nyom be a good in a being good. But much say you will be wa no kremu se na wo cano and sema woman no and sheda nyen sema a chere abraboboni. And I say a kutia nyame principles. But a being so also a chira bravo bonnie, but say a bofra and I say young person no and goes through the struggle of now trying to listen before he knows we lyrics in ye, we lyrics anything or any mamunti cry.
David, you cannot say and you're bad preacher man, but already inspires you into beer. The fact that one journalist is bad does not mean all the journalists are bad. The fact that one man of God is bad does not mean that we can somebody and so that one is non-fa. The regular person is non-fa. Okay. You see, one thing must be clearly made. A statement must be made here. Say, and yet we are what they call we are saying bad. It's about the language, the content. No, I tell you, say some of the lumba, lumba old songs now I inspire me more than some gospel musicians or some gospel music. Sempachoti ase.
Yeah.
Utie Amasa, Utie Lumba O collection. Utie Amachi Debbie Sempachoti ase. These are deep songs, so we should not obi abobi asofo minimum yenina omo bobi yenjai sa pretense no, and the fact that we see some of your senior does not mean well lose salvation. That's not losing your salvation.
So me pa just say uti nyumi
mantle lewis ni mantle west ni pacho it's far
fache me na o say be men na sika mini bi enti na me brei I'll say be a minute in obra a me brain to major me bro.
Yeah, it's a good it communicate positivity.
It we no you bet me out to no sorry them.
Yenti me and to no sorry them because sana ya accepting no. But the language no, the content no. Our Bible no.
Okay.
This communicates positivity. You see, these are guys from who we are for. You see, let me tell you something. Yeah, Christopher, baby, hypocrites. I've gone to most of these guys are what they call we are saying. Most of them are even closer to God than most of the Christian, the pretentious Christian. My question for me koto Shashamali wohono. Makwadum fa makoto obo honomo. Makwadum fa makoto kwedwantwi honomo. So these are people, they also go to church, but talent they give a radical more no. Semba choti as here. It depends on you, the individual. Say content, no, is it adult content or a content maybe a projective violence, a promoting gun, a promoting or no, they will not support it. But I think these guys, nyamio more talent. Those times I was then in Lagos, he was in Commonwealth. At that time he swept all the youth along. He was communicating something to the adult, it was an adult language. It's a Pehibi 8 year. It's not negative.
Okay.
Tell me if I thought it's not negative.
It's yedin komo babisi na yenua Moses okay and say okan won den komo hia ase na sam kitwa bi okan ya me koti amount na yedin komo so say you cannot listen to songs that do not carry the word of God, songs that do not correspond with the scriptures. That is why I don't encourage people to listen to secular songs. Pacho onene adwun
entirely. The most of the secular songs, they carry the words of the word of God.
Okay.
And so it's not some people see we are saying when uncle you're from different planets so and I'm a respected a great man. But see
we has got different planets so
Uncle Mars and Jupiter with the greatest of respect.
I understand.
Respect. You see, we should not condemn it entirely because some of these guys talent is deep and deep things. Look at there's a young guy Kofi Kanata and then will be very deep. Look at guy we are and say we are friends saying we got Tintin.
Black Sheriff. Countryside.
You hear from me from the countryside.
No, I know what you say. I'm purchase me I cry maintain you nase.
No, I mean inspirational. So Obibia Nabamu, one day they will hear from me from the countryside. Obibia, people have given up on you. People say you cannot make it. One day, press someone when they break they will hear of you. These are good vibes.
Okay.
These are good vibes. In fact, we should not be holier than thou.
Prophet Nigel Gazy.
Hola.
Fire Ministry International.
Prophetic Hill Chapel.
Hey, assemble crane. Ense minidi enti afacha.
And Arnold, catch Arnold, some penna say, oh, attack me. That's when Jamie attack now.
Arnold.
And a Socrates, me see in a sense, me ya colata, me tiano,
Socrates, what say?
Questiones for her.
Questiones, tia.
Mr. Lutuno. He's my kinds of Medoni Beverly.
Prophet Jinaso Nati. So good, then I'll catch a prophet.
Pacho, Passimi be, or say, Emra no Yakwara. Me or no, this saying, I mean, so many say.
What the
70? Oh, yeah, I got grandfather, your tears are. For Kusia Boadi, your tears are.
You say?
Can you mention your age?
A prophet, me pacho me nyisa o.
Mention your age.
Me shasi entem.
You are an apparatchik on that station, on this platform.
Me can also come on.
Because the is prophet so child. Okay. I know prophet say asusu.
Prophet me we there me ndi watembio me attack you bio.
Prophet say George Kwesu so ewa ha.
George
for Mike
na Christian method be fa obi or lady bi o hono. No, yeah, ACC is not be fun and you may be
Open violence.
Let me respond there.
I'll respond.
Let me respond.
Robert Mbacho, George Peso invite you to the show to also Peso catch up.
Prophet.
Yes, about.
Me pacho Obana says you're not my wife.
Oh wow! You may be now, but I'm sure now to come now and film now me help. Say one day I'll be somebody.
Amen.
A
countryside.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Prophet Najigeze. Okay, so a komono na yes, you know the any George.
George, no make us say it's their prophet here. Sankenya my wife and so on. Can we not get the fine?
Oh, but say so say a chim.
So Obaba na we say all that ma show bi omuti. Ka obedu fi into now when na e for the Christian Methodist. Fortunately, sometimes na my wife air classes bi wo ho.
Oh, okay.
Into na ya na makofa na there.
Minim guys no
very good question. No
also find out. Yes. On shoemaker.
Eko ye die wo ho.
On for lawyer shoemaker.
Yes.
Oko where there.
Why? Oko ye the what?
Ana Maka. On na Roman na mana.
Judge, 22nd,
23rd, National Theatre, a detective calls Obia Momodeng Mbeshibi. Now, there's also been a lot of calls, popular requests for a rerun of Run for Your Wife. In THS said, Nyame Adoma by June. You better sign the orders, Mobidu at your stage for another run of Run for Your Wife. The requests have been solid. But Menya Kokonsaka Kranod Winnie had a Nasokri, so a very lousy, useless actor. Or say, in fact, it's a detective calls who man call ma. I mean, we should never put you on stage again. I mean,
even if the devil will be tempted by Satan.
Well, for the mere fact that we're 72 with the respect to them, but however, no.
Solid.
So we any papa now say my it's fine. Baby now.
Oh no, Socrates was there. He watched all the 4 shows. All the shows.
I watch.
He's a politician. He's lying.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, internet tickets no batch on our total. Oko Blue Mat Superstore Koala Usune Cantonment na it will be Nalem and Frankie's no more tickets to be 100 Ghana cedis per announce opa www.imagebureaugh.com announce star 365 star 2020 hash yebeshe obi enim detective calls obi ameshibi may sign isisubium say it is a Bible message without a single quote from the Bible.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yes sir.
The show now
Run for Your Wife.
Run for your
wife and your life.
This is personal.
Yes sir.
Can you just give me that short line of the hey? Just that, please, for me, please. Just that line.
I don't know. Me and Copen the next line from detective calls.
Remember our lines for detective calls. Detective calls lines.
Run for your wife.
So we don't live alone. We are members of one body. We are responsible for each other. And I tell you that a time will soon come when if men will not learn that lesson, they will be taught it in fire, blood, and anguish.
Peace 104.3 George Koye that's we bring Yamin Shao na on your Casino run a detective course you be and I be no 22nd and 23rd our National Theatre 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Madama yen shia ho na yen konkoshe na yen kubua ye hofo na yensa nkosere bonifache nyame sharp na councillor ababe kan ho real quick councillor Akwaba yeah say bibia bako
Charlie, you are the name.
yeah then I say kitwebi I mean just a little one on the secular song and Christianity issue, you know, just a little one man time.
One who say maybe a Tama episode only in Kasano. He became to person use the word confused, but as a gospel song, no, a Bible song. You see, we are confusing ourselves. What is a gospel song? Gospel song, you know, any good news. That's the thing. Good news. And now what is saying Crawford say you should mind the container and the content. Bema, Papa, Mama, we are friend is saying,
Mami Bay.
Or him Messi. Or him Messi, you na chigu your friend saying.
Pachemude.
Oh, the current one, Chalwa.
Is it Otimi Munana? Otimimu.
Jesus
okay. Okay. What's the one at Troy? I don't know. Kwabena Bay. Okay.
You see, my argument is Kwabena Troy more Jesus Otimimu. So when our argument goes like the content is very important as compared to the container. Jesus Otimimu is coming from what you call a secular container. But look at this song, it's striving high. I'm not sure. So that if the writer has any influence on the song, what does it? Eti okay no ninyum no 2 year nyina no de otie words na woman. Clearly speaking no eye just inspirational. A biblical song.
Episode no. Okay.
Enti utie ni nyum na ebe hya wo nkunan. Utie ni nyum a ebe ma wa pa nyankopon akiri kwan. The gospel is a way to God. Enti enya and the Lord came to me and said to me and like Socrates in Crawford, how did you get this song? The Lord appeared to me and gave me this song constantly, you know. And no episode the utie the whole thing na a gospel. Okay. Okay, Moses okay.
Moses okay, yeah.
I think we are fighting losing battle. And yes, I go studio be na ko bo nyum na live musician bi aba. E the equipment na be recording. Say we yipie na go for gospel musician equipment bi aba we no. And crofo e bo live my omo bo shebo be bia e put me bo high life na no wan say aba be bo we. So that's my next. The next thing is that what episode nyum solid ba Ola.
Yes sir.
Na ka yempanyifo ni bi na eto nyum na go. They will put proverbs inside. Now, ma and you carry a certain weight. This is so her life now.
Mike, no.
Kafra, her life no. MP no. Sorry. Uti her life ni year one. Regularly, no penny for no day. Abe bon sem shame. And before you decode the song, abe nyanti asieno. Na ye bibi. So episode my encouragement is say, and you money a true say, sebe to me a on chimben penny for tete. And penny for one na aka sisi a sa machi wo ho mebo a ambule wo hwan bio titiru na
bebre na o
bebre wo ho enti na kon twin ben wo na west ni bi no yen coding mayen with 30 proverbs ni bi te say ye be bo ye bo nyum na afuna be sa asem na kan na bebuo ni te say sa boy ya nyango fa the crazy ye kofi bi mu ni nyama no omo nyum na mo to no otia you have to now go asai abebe no bu woman. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
You know, so it will make the song heavier.
Because nyum na fe ni akubisa bebu enchiremu.
No, to say that you know, put any nyum na that you man put here they be have the good you.
Eh abebu.
Majority of nation no. Eh abebu sem. Na say no be chair be as grab be and say sa no gas na. Dey me tell you no. Eh no ka.
It's different.
So that's it, but it's good doing well. And right. Like you know see you push her life. They said they are cambre. Where do we start the pushing?
All right. Okay. Mamintio Kakra on this whole gospel secular conversation.
That conversation I think say I ran in the course because gospel secular whatever it is no me as long as in the church itself church now they want to draw the line no in the church itself they accept secular people's money no I'm conversation and get me there but I think I want to focus on George Quay event, you know.
They accept secular people.
I mean, you don't separate offering from where a secular person on offering a secular. As long as you accept everything, means how conversation they have no. I'm saying there are people that do your friend say a Juma I don't want to have this. I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to have it because
the statement was
I'm connected. Me connected because
I'm sorry. Now you're offering. Now say you enchemu say offering. A Christopher no a Christopher. We are looking for no.
Why are we trying to separate?
Sorry, the we are sorry. Them there.
No. Now it's asio.
Again, film madunu
music. If we have a gospel musician in a church and we have a secular musician in that same church, they will not say because it was secular music, say we tight and the same gospel musician. So, as long as you think that the money is one coming from whether secular or what, I don't want to have it.
Right.
Now, I think I think the George Quay way now managing home because it got to a point, as we saw the invasion of screen actors more on the stage, and as I was sure because some of the directors, they were trying to use the star power now, some of these sensations, social media sensations having to bring on stage, especially any acting background be with the neighbor. Play now, who's a play no, a lot of hype, but what can be because acting in you get it. Who say the star power can hype or go away in the moment? No, yes, sensation. I will be a kind of awesome. But what play? Not just say
acting.
What I talking about? I'm talking about something very crucial. But I say over the time, we're building even. Actors they were known mostly for their screen. With him, you find a way of blending with people that are also stars on the stage. He makes his production very heavy to watch, and I think that's what I really want to commend him about. He should push that, and then basically.
All right, Doc, Mami Tio Kakra. Let's say ye bobo when you are sorry and me too.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Kakra met me. I can say. I think it's quite unnecessary to be having comparisons between gospel that and the gospel that because the primary function of every gospel song is to win souls to Christ. Christ will be a gospel musician, be a betrante, Konya Metri, Metomia. Besides, but I been in the entire Obo, or say Obo, you sword the betting Accra. Accra, the woman you want for. Accra no one more nji Yankopon di and the airborne you say e be you e be e mama so adwen sakra e mama be do Kristo achi so important say e be duru ba bi no yetimi hunu say the society that we call we as a for no they are actually the reason why we are worshiping God because we all actually want them to come and follow Christ. Inti Yesu Christ beside say momo hwa no wo nwan na ba ko bayira onko no hwe no so important say yes trust say you be close to our friends because yet the more you trust you be narrow religious and Christian things to comparison sa na no e ba sa na ama Christosuma kwa bibi ti se bia ase yenkwan plane na wiem na atro play we e call landing there a gospel because so ye Christian now for plane now to play more me sure say when adaje kura ko bi sa pilot nso ye Muslim and so or ye Buddhist but utimu din man do kudu landing asomdwemu umbisa air hostess nkwa na osabo aduane no me sure say so for bia bisa nse madam asoro be na okọ but or the brodo any a more brew plane mo dia wudi ne pepepe a woni problem bia obekase watua entia but of course it's also important say we are peculiar say we dey we bia we bia no say follow in dia and then they say we make sure say we kono so na we do aduane nka we for plane na wa for banku a we prepare everyfie e dey akwatena plane because you don't know the person who also cook the food before you dey buy plane me pese ehunu say ye wadwumaye as Christopher say ye be create opportunity ebe ma obi a onsom Nyankopɔn kora no betumi ehunu say sankofo wo mo wodo se wunye Kristo ni mpo a omo wodo nti because of odo omo exhibiting nti no ebe ya kono se me kora me kwakoji Kristo adi because of Nyankopɔn mo som no wo ma exhibit. And I want Christians to exhibit love than exhibiting comparison.
Okay.
Me concern no.
Right.
Exhibit love. So be on Nyankopɔn di no. On who say anything you say by their deeds, you shall know say we are Christopher. Yen kire suban na obi onji Kristo krandi no amaji Kristo sumundi. Chense ye comparison say na we nyum na we a secular person. You need a secular person to actually repent and become a Christian. Is that person is the reason why you are going to church?
Yeah.
Your book crusader. I didn't say your book crusade was them. Near crusade or park so. Your crusade in communities because your person the only Christian you know. Your general no obey Christian. And if we become too comfortable in our zone and we start pointing fingers at those we call secular people now, or we do crusade in Barack saying, obey your own way them.
Obey no impasso.
We need to start changing Christianity. Man. That perfectionist say we are too perfect and you conquer for. We need to stop. I mean, making all these things. And look at one statement like. They said they are a Nagagezi Kai say a gospel song or making some statement. See gospel song no a bua bemu a chain a chain
a binum yeah
a bua bemu chain. Like I'm saying, and you are a man of God. One more yes I know. Go to them, call them, and tell them to change. Provide them the resources to change. Than making it emphatic and no open that comparisons no that right. Also opens up the gospel fraternity no so because say oh no so for be crab be say gospel for anka say be mu kwa so nyanya papa no we must seem as united people fighting for a common goal than making comparisons. I am not comfortable comparisons.
All right, so yeah fire honey see real quick.
This container
I'm sure so you had this conversation on Thursday. You had it, right? Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. Oh, I was listening.
Oh, you were listening. Okay. But quick one so on the container issue because me who asofo ni bi aka about the container complaining say the musician no to nyom no enye spirit-filled musician. Na oto nyame nyom because we tried pushing that angle and say nyom no a omo to no na yentie. But they push say we should look at the container. And you know every no. But ye be kind of which is more how then we will look at somebody like David. David obey your hine. Or me kun obi no fa ne yere. Or no David. Otimi tro nyom e ma ye yusu. Edify ye ho. David o kun nipa o. E fa ne yere nso kan ho.
Okun nipa.
Yes. David kun nipa.
Sir.
Yes. Ono ne nyum otworo ye krampo no.
Man okun no.
Soja ni na o me kun no.
Ma ye kun.
Ye no me ye kun obi anya wo na kun no.
Okay. Call anyway.
Assign a fa ne yere my friend keep quiet. I'm making my personal Who do you pastor? So you don't pastor me.
So please let the mic here off.
Oh, okay. You see, and you know when we are even complaining about containers, we have a container like Paul. We have a container like Paul. And nyemo ye echi nyina no, Nyankopon yusu no, or the nasem fa ni mu. Emma Paul etinetini nipa. Enti so be a secular musician. Ne obtro enyum no wa mo Nyankopon din wo mu but enyum etinetini nipa ti senia wo kan Ecclesiastes etinetini wo but enkan nyame asam Ecclesiastes etinetini wo wa bra bo kan Ecclesiastes from head to toe enkan more Nyankopon anase bibi but etinetini wo sa na lumba etwro enyum no wa mo nyame din na etinetini wa eno de osofo obi say enye mientie osofo no Bible men no kan
Holy Bible.
Na Holy Bible no otiase no enyame nipa a ade nti onnim se ne Nyankopɔn eye ne niema fa. Nyankopɔn ntimi nyusu even afupɔn kokrampo enka nasem.
Ekanasem.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is the message. It has nothing to do with the messenger.
Okay.
Because if we look at saying Nyankopɔn eye ne niema, Nyankopɔn nhwe messengers no. Or the message ne fa ni ope mu no de ama enipa. So how come today we sit back and we will have somebody who will claim that he has the discerning spirit of the Holy Spirit on him and will not understand this basic thing about God? This is basic about God. And no say uye nyaminipa Nyankopɔn Holy Spirit ne wo ma de kasa. Come on.
Okay, I'll come on the time and go to Arnold.
Kakra minimum Bible no so say David am I kun soldier no our family wife no nyame punish no.
Thank you.
Oma akola no wuye. Inti
please keep quiet. Okay,
Inti clearly no
on radio.
Please, you are distracting us.
So clearly no,
I didn't even hear anything. So
clearly no, David go through the process. What I say, Australia Boniface, Nyankopɔn twen na so for sa bone no. Paul, relax. Mention the Bible minimum say. Before Paul obey Paul from Saul no, e pacho. Why no Bible more go through persecution more than Paul? Arguably Paul obey papa as Paul.
Yeah.
Because again, you may train us for the oye.
Not true.
Oh, nyabotre.
Osi will be in Bible. Osi in Bible. Obi su exchange them as not true.
Into
now. Oh, then now come. Oh, can they?
Make come again saying.
I know them feel. Obia Mike, you're off.
Yeah. So you can. Don't make it seem as if say oh any no. The messengers no they went through it. Until they were like. Nyankopɔn who say okay oma from one phase to the other until now no me between the messenger then afomu yes me fa or the fa so mu or ensure so be Paul and son or the fa mu me boa
correct
exactly so mama bia and the civilian
said ye
nyamo kwana mo kan Bible
happy pepe counselor Nyamisha happy birthday nyamo nyinche Mama Honding. You say to go now, so no fine.
Monday, Mozupu.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. But happy birthday to Counselor.
Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday to you. Yes, sorry, so. Dog, now 30 seconds.
Yeah, now me cancer Ghana Music Awards UK. Nyamanya Adumano ye be nominations no for the 7th edition. Year 2023 edition. This year you made in because for London on 7th October. This abre na ye bon kai say we a musician, we a producer, we a look-alike manager, whatever you are. We will be no. We a look-alike manager, whatever you will be no. But what the answer obeko Ghana Music or UK platforms no so na was submitted one year between the period of 2022-23 no over submitted na bibia so akokama. I think say the submission dates no April 2022 to March 20
April to March
last year bepem there.
That's the submission date.
The calendar we know. The calendar we know. So the year under review no nti obetimi akopeke na wa submit wonum ne dia wo ye bia no submit video whatever it is bia ko platforms at www.ghanamusicawards.uk/submissions na wodo bi bia ba na ya transfer so da be ya feel so betimi anya kwanya na wakosi akane bi o United Kingdom
okay
bia koso
Oka Music Awards na enenso enmre ewo ho sports stadium no VGMA experience concert no be baso na Stoneboy be wo ho Medical Camido PCS Star Wendy Shea ni Celestine Donko amo any artist and then me on be perform e wo ho tino ene de ho for at the enije be ba counselor Yes, sorry, so.
Kakra. But I say, and that on refia, a somebody money, but birthday this year, make I say, Bianibia, Yami, Atadia, Yami. Nana money is 0277 AS609 AS644. Me, Jimumu, me raising $100,000. They are some ideas, so I idea.
All right. Jimumu 100,000. Thank you so much.
For orphanage, and for widows. They saw ideas, so I idea. Munina, Dachim, Faso. 0277 609 644 644. Me that's a partner. I am one chairs of for Prophet Najagezi say or the car untia.
All right. Okay, I see where we so great. Yeah, that's it. Nyami Shao. Dog, because here is Nyami Shao. Cancer Lutro Nyami Enyo Kese. I was entertainment review and Mutie and me the Ola Koku Michael. Me fan chia kesi nkoma Agusia Boatima Abigail Mama Sando Auntie Maggie anyone abusia ka ho nyina mo kaswa me refudi an fa chemi echia mo nyina nyame enyam kese onkoso ano nka mo nyina mo ho awo mo ntichi no so no pa cho mo translate mo se me chi o mo nyina yanka metre ma mini apere ngozi awaje nyame shiro bibioti e bia salamat kuku abinse nyame enyo kese Peter Square nyame enyo kese yediesi na dwumadi etraso na na di ho no enso ababeto aso awusia nyame nyamu kese yakramo